Youth has certainly been given its head by Davy Fitzgerald, and Clare, with no fewer than 6 of last year's under-21 side included today. There's a first start for number 3 David McInerney and full forward Shane O'Donnell. Shane O'Morey is moving to midfield while the side is skippered by centre half back Pat Donnellan. To a large extent, Michael Ryan has continued the youthful theme with Waterford's championship selection. Paddy Prendergast gets to start at left half back, while there are debuts as well for the corner forwards Jamie Barron and Jake Dillon, and a recall after 9 years for goalkeeper Ian O'Regan. Not a great deal of breeze around, very, very little. In fact, conditions are ideal. Colin Galvin under pressure. Kevin Moran very near the sideline, kept in play just about. It's going to benefit Clare. John Galvin, second time of asking, gets it up there, and the former 21 star hits it and drives it over the bar. Good play by John Conlon. The first point to come from play then comes in the 4th minute. Really fine shot out near the sideline. So Clare have made the better start. Now can they win possession in midfield again from that puck out? They can. And once again it's John Conlon driving it from outside the 45-metre line, and another one's got over. I think this is what an awful lot of Waterford fans coming here were probably worried about, that Clare would get in that level of intensity from the word go, and they might take some stopping. All the way down towards Maurice Shanahan. They need a big return from Maurice Shanahan this afternoon, but he's got to get nothing lightly from David McInerney, and the student plays it back as far as Pat Donnellan. Oh, that's not a great clearance. That's a very poor clearance, and there's a chance here for Dillon. Oh, what a goal for Jack Dillon! On his championship debut, exactly what the game has required. 8 minutes are gone. The defenders should have cleared. They never did, and Dillon came in.
Yeah, it was Patrick Donnellan there. I don't know what he was playing at. Went for a little flick out, and great pick up by Jack Dillon in fairness, and a great finish into the corner. But Pat Donnellan, you know, should have cleared that ball long, and he went for a little pass inside the 21-yard line, and it went wrong, and a great goal.
Pat Donnellan, he'll be shocked by the concession of that goal. Getting away from the attempted block, that's over the sideline, and it'll be a line ball once again to Waterford. Huge boost for Michael Ryan there, who certainly confounded his critics many times since his appointment. Well, first of all, he kept Waterford in Division 1 over the last 2 years, when many people were predicting that they would go down. Then, of course, the Munster Final last year. This ball is in there dangerously once again, and there's another chance, and that's once again Jake Dillon. Got on the point for Jake Dillon now.
Yeah, Donnellan went ahead there, and, you know, a little bit over anxious, and slipped inside in a lovely finish. And Jake Dillon, a big star at underage level with Dellasalle with Waterford, and a great start for him at a goal and a point.
Here's Shane O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan hand passes it outside here as far as Paddy Mahoney beats the attempted block, and straight between the posts. Brilliant shot. Little hand pass out as far as him, and showed loads of power and deadly accuracy. Tied up again, 6 points to 1-3. Dropping 45 metres out from the Waterford goal. Going back is Jamie Nagle. One of those to play in the All-Ireland final when Davy Fitz was their manager. Shane O'Sullivan, big one down towards Shanahan once again, and he catches it this time. And Maurice Shanahan looks up, strikes with ease, and puts it over. Great point. Big cheer. Maurice Shanahan's first.
That's a great score. Jamie Nagle, who's been very steady here at right half back since start. Great ball up, and this was reminiscent of maybe Big Danny's brother in his day. Great catch and a great score off his left side.
Balanced beautifully and returned with interest that time by Jamie Nagle. Breaks there for Jamie Barron. Looks over his shoulder. Has a go. Puts it over the bar. That's a nice start to his championship career. Came very, very far out the field there and had the confidence to strike from a good 50 metres out. Great score, 1-7 to 6 points. This puck out, won by Clare, by Duggan. Right into his hand. Chance to slip it forward here. Got under the legs initially of Shane O'Donnell. Now he takes off. Paddy Prendergast, another student's after him. 2 UCC men. Back it goes as far as Tony Kelly, another student. And Kelly, with the tightest of angles, measures it beautifully. Might be the last point of the first half, but it's a lovely score by Tony Kelly. And now there's a goal between them again. Colin Galvin gets it out as far as Tony Kelly, and Kelly now ready to take off. Past the brick and past everybody else. Kevin Moran's after him. Kelly's got it still. Be a great point. Oh, what about that? Lovely bit of skill by Tony Kelly to excite the crowd. Both sets of fans applauding that one. That was a beauty.
Great score off to Hurling. That the second half needs, you can hear the cheer going up from the crowd.
Oh, it's lifted the crowd. And again the referee has seen pushing inside, and it's another free against the Waterford backs. Watch it again here, Duggan and Nagel, and the referee gives the free against Jamie Nagel.
I'm not sure, was it that clash the free was for, because I didn't see any free there. There might have been somebody else off the ball. And draw match now.
As Colin Ryan gets his 6th, and it's Waterford now level with Clare. Clare 13 points, Waterford 1-10. Clare come back again, but they lose it this time. Onto it came Dara Fives. Fives was going through, and the referee has blown his whistle and frustrated everybody. Well, he is just wondering, why didn't you let me through? Away he went, he was still going. The referee had blown his whistle, however, and we'll never know what he might have done with it. 5-1 in the score for the second half so far in Clare's favour. Just to make it 5-2, Maurice Shanahan, easy enough. So the free takers with 6 points so far, but Morris did get one from play as well, one beauty, his first. It's targeted towards Shane O'Sullivan. He didn't manage to get it, however, as Colin Ryan stuck his stick up first, got there first, into Conor McGrath, back towards Ryan again. The Newmarket player's off, O'Sullivan's after him, Walsh is coming across, drags him down in the large square, I would have thought. Now what's James McGrath going to do? I think it's going to be a conventional free, it would appear.
Well, interesting, Tony Kelly has taken it, normally go for a goal from here because Colin Ryan is the normal free taker.
But he has taken over the responsibility, as you say, Michael. Here he comes, he's having a go, and it's been stymied and knocked out, and it's been taken there by Kevin Moran, and they've, oh, it's back in! They've got something out of it. Shane O'Donnell. Amazing, 114-2, 111. Well, that's stunning. Let's have a look at this again.
Kevin Moran picks it up here and goes across the square. You can see him getting blocked down here. He went to clear it. Great block down there by Peter Duggan, and Shane O'Donnell first time into the net.
In as far as Dara Conan, and the big giant takes off again. His dad was a great player. This guy is a really talented fellow as well. 3 points from Dara Conan, the 23-year-old playing in his 7th championship match. And now they're looking for more. Pouring that ball in there. This time it's McGrath, and he's finished. Conor McGrath. Second ever championship goal for him. 61 minutes are gone, and finally he strikes and makes it 215 to 112. And with 6 between them and 9 minutes left, that you would feel should be that. Huge one down towards Morris. Tries to break it down to anybody who will come and collect, but he was fouled. They will protest, but protesting in vain. Shake of the head by Donald O'Donovan, the 25-year-old from Clonlara. Maurice Shanahan has got 7 points in the game, so he's fumbled, hits it quickly now, strikes it, and just might work out. Oh dear, Seamus Prendergast has put it over the bar and not under. And all of a sudden there was that goal chance. It was reminiscent of the first goal that Waterford got in some respects. It wasn't what they intended, but they very nearly got something more out of it. It's caught beautifully by Brendan Bugler. There'll be 2 minutes of added time at the end of all of this as Colm Galvin tries his luck, and he's got a beautiful point. Nicely done by the 20-year-old from Clonlara, playing in just his 3rd championship match. And Waterford have been able to look at, and had to look at, Clare, who looked classy. And Colm Galvin strikes again with accuracy and poise, and he's got a second now. In the last 5 minutes, he's become more and more assertive.
Yeah, well, there are 2 scores from over 70 metres, one with his left side and one with his right side. Great score there again, and you know, Clare well worth their victory. I think that's the last score of the game, and Clare end up winning by 8 points, you know, having been 4 down at half time, so there can be no argument. By far the better team, and took over completely in the second half.
Davy Fitzgerald has masterminded a victory in the Munster Championship for Clare for the first time since 2008. The full-time score here at Semple Stadium, it's Clare 2 goals and 20 points, Waterford 1 goal and 15.
We had a very good first half. I was really happy with the first half performance, despite the fact that we missed a few chances, we missed a few frees. We were in a very strong position at half time, but I think the winning and losing of this game was in the 7 or 8 minutes after half time. We had 4 good chances, didn't take any of them. We could have gone 6 or 7 points up. In fairness to Clare, they fought their way back into the game. They got a couple of points in a row, and then they were on a roll, and they got a goal, and they were going to be very difficult to catch after that. But I think when we look back on it, we'll regret the first few minutes of the second half.
We're happy with the victory today, but we still realise there's a lot of work to be done. Like you've Cork waiting in the long grass for us, and I'd have awful respect for the way they play. It's going to be a ding-dong battle again, so it is, but one we're looking forward to.
This is a young Cork side with Seamus Harnedy from St. Eda's, a championship debutant at centre forward. 21-year-old Christopher Joyce is named at 6, with Shane O'Neill and William Egan completing a strong half-back line. The team captain is fullback Brian Murphy. Davy Fitzgerald has announced this particular Clare team, but there are 2 notable late changes. Nicky O'Connell from Clonlara comes into midfield instead of Shane O'Morey, while Podge Collins starts instead of Shane O'Donnell, who's recovering from a chest infection. The Banner County captain is centre-back Patrick Donlan from O'Callaghan's Mills. Cork won the toss and interestingly decided, just like Offaly did last night in Tullamore, to play against the wind. Shane O'Neill is available, so too is Carney. Drives it in low up towards the full forward line. Little chink here, lovely stuff by Patrick Horgan, and that's the opening score. Good play by Cork. Good intelligent ball for Horgan to run onto here. The Glen Rovers man is going to be a serious threat to the Clare defence. 2 against 1 here. Conlon is the one for the Banner. He has the ball in his hand. He's on the ground. He wins the free. Free quickly taken by Nicky O'Connell. Getting away on this occasion from Stephen McDonnell. Inside is Podge Collins. There's a chance here for Clare. Fouled by Conor O'Sullivan. Honan setting up the Clare man, taken out of it. Now, one man who has the hardest rasper of a shot in the county of Clare is standing over the slither. This is Tony Kelly. This is brilliantly saved by Anthony Nash. Outstanding save. It's still there for Clare. It's on the ground. Who's there? Carney is there. Pulled on by William Egan. Sent in across, and it's gone out for 65. But what about this for an absolutely brilliant save by the all-star keeper of last year? Plenty of Clare defenders. One of them is Colm Galvin, a midfielder. Ball bobbling all over the place. Backfires Nicky O'Connell. Gives it plenty of air again towards Derek Honan. One hand. Stepping away from Stephen McDonnell. Onto the right. Sending it high. And the umpires have no doubt. Derek Honan is the man. Honan is the major scoring threat from a Banner County perspective. Sending it over to the far over side. Trying to gather it cleanly. Conor Lahan. Difficult angle, very difficult. But that is a fantastic point. Off the stick of Stephen Moylan. Right along the sideline. You wouldn't think that was possible from there. Ball couldn't be prevented from going out over the sideline, so it's a line ball for Clare. Colm Galvin cuts it in nicely. It's Honan. Here comes the shot. Second point. Cork are going to have to do something about Derek Honan. There's Daniel Carney, just when John Conlon was getting running repairs along the sideline. Coming through the centre, Seamus Harnedy, there's a chance of a goal! And it's blazed over the crossbar. Broke inside the cover. Donald Donovan was there, so too was Patrick Kelly, but Harnedy puts his hands up to his head. He knows it should have been a little bit lower. Collins under severe pressure. That's wonderful defending by Cork. Back there in numbers. Nicky O'Connell now takes it up. Tom Kenny is back there defending. Flicks it away, but gives it away. And there's a chance here for Podge Collins to put it between the posts. Clare full forward line have now scored 6 points between them, and they lead 9-6. Still Galvin. Sliotar glued to Hurling, heading towards 45. Make that to 20. Here comes the shot. Here comes the score. It's his second point of the game. Colin Galvin, Tony Kelly, a part of the new breed of Clare hurlers. They have it in their wrists. They have it mentally as well. Over to this side. There's a chance for Cork to get the first score of the second half. The umpires have a quick consultation, and that's over the bar, off the stick of Jamie Collin. Christopher Joyce gets a hand to it. Colin Galvin is there. Ball bobbling all over the place. Aaron Cunningham trying to put the challenge in on Conor Lehane. Lehane, Sliotar in hand, lays it back. Cork retain possession. Comes far as William Egan, just outside the Clare 45, and that is over the bar. The sides are level. Tremendous tenacity by Cork. Wonderful determination. But it's the Banner County that has possession. A push afterwards on centre half back Patrick Donlan. Comes down far as Conor McGrath. McGrath kept inside, takes a shot, and it's into the side netting. He did well here. Took the narrow angle, but it went into the side netting. Tom Kenny sending it far as Seamus Harnedy. Difficult angle, wonderful shot, fantastic score. Not bad for a championship debutant. Floating this one in. Donald Donovan is there, cutting across. Playing well at cornerback. Lays it off first, Patrick Donlan. Ball was a little bit difficult. Luke O'Farrell stopped it, blocked it. Ball is sent in, and the ball is sent between the posts. What about that for a score? It should have been cleared by Patrick Donlan. It was blocked first by Luke O'Farrell. Here comes Jamie Collin, and it's over the bar. Over this side is Podge Collins. Collins heading towards the 13. First touch just a little bit disappointing. Still has the ball. Lays it back first, Tony Kelly. Kelly hits it in, and that is just about over the bar. As the ball came in, did this go over the bar? Hard to judge with that camera angle. It doesn't matter a hoot, because Cork respond through Park Cronin. Puck out is quickly taken down first, Patrick Donlan. Fergal Lynch wins the possession, tries to get away from the challenges. Going forward is Shane Amore. Clare need goals. Is this one of them? Stopped by Anthony Nash. There for Podge Collins. Cork defenders are there in numbers. Nash saving, doing his job. Ball is available for Donald Donovan. Not a good pass. Easily picked up by Patrick Horgan and sent over the crossbar for Jimmy Barry Murphy, an icon of Cork hurling, Cork GA. He has stuck to his guns during the winter and spring, had the disappointment of being relegated, but Cork have come to the Gaelic grounds with a new young team against Davy Fitz's under-21 All-Ireland winning sides over the last number of years. Cork 23 points, Clare 15 points.
I couldn't have imagined this ever happening to me. I suppose I'm 22 and I never really had much involvement with minor under 21 all the way up, so it was my first really big day. I had 1 or 2 outings with Intermediates last year, so I was just over the moon that Jimmy Barry and the lads gave me the opportunity to give it a go and express myself.
We think it's great to be in Munster Final. It's a great occasion, same as the Leinster Final. Players love being in all these finals. We wanted Cork to get back to a Munster Final. Playing Limerick here, it's going to be a great game, great occasion. I can't wait for it really. I'm thrilled to be there again.
We'll obviously come in for a bit of criticism, and maybe rightly so. We can play a bit better, but I still have great time for these guys. They're a brilliant bunch of lads, and I defend them to the hilt. They'll be back and they'll give it a go in the next round, and if that's good enough, fine. If it isn't, we'll just have to come back again and try again next year, you know. But we'll keep trying, Marty, no fear.
For Limerick's first Munster final appearance in 6 years, manager John Allen goes with the same team which started against Tipperary last month. Seamus Hickey and Donal O'Grady are still involved, while Niall Moran is among the subs. Hickey, however, now plays among the forwards, where the main danger is Declan Hannon, playing in his 10th championship match. Cork were last involved at this stage in 2010 when they lost to Waterford. Park Cronin, a sub in the drawn final that year, returns to wing forward this afternoon, replacing the injured Brian Murphy. It's a 50th championship appearance for half-back Tom Kenny, today seeking a 4th winner's medal, who plays alongside Christopher Joyce, for whom this is just his 3rd ever championship match. It is Limerick who won the toss. They're playing from right to left in the first half, and here they come. As in the match against Tipperary, it was Donal O'Grady trying to get first possession there and trying to break away, but instead going deep, Seamus Hickey here. Playing it back. Paddy O'Brien having a go, and that's a brilliant start for Limerick. Paddy O'Brien, the LIT student, the wing back, getting primary possession inside the opening 20 seconds of this match and putting Limerick in front. David Breen trying to come and collect, but this time it's Carney who got his body in front of it. Couldn't collect it, however, and it's James Ryan who takes off from midfield. Off his left-hand side, accurately over the bar. James Ryan with his first. Outside it comes Christopher Joyce, only his 2nd season in playing in the championship. Across there towards Harnedy, does well to collect it. McCarthy's after him. Hand pass back there towards Pat Horgan, and Pat Horgan from the shot puts it over the bar. His first of the afternoon, and they eat into the lead, and now it's 4 points to 2. It's Tom Kenny, beats the attempted block, gets it as far as Christopher Joyce, operating in midfield. After him goes Donal O'Grady, but it's still Joyce. About to be hooked, but he did well to get it in as far as Harnedy, contains it very well, controls, pivots around and puts it over the bar. He'll be thrilled with that. Almost came for Cian McCarthy. Tom Condon comes out, helped on over there, and eventually it's Horgan, and Horgan, it starts out right and it moves inside the post and it's over the bar. 3 for Horgan. And Cork lead by 5 points to 4, and they take the lead for the first time. Lorcan McLaughlin is back around the half-back line at this stage, and one of the switches and changes. Picking it up here is Graham Mulcahy. He's got great pace. Still Mulcahy off his left-hand side and beautifully over the bar. Teams are level again. Level for the 2nd time. Limerick 5, Cork 5, 17.5 minutes are gone.
Yeah, and a great battle there. Conor O'Sullivan's super cornerback, but Mulcahy has great pace. He's very brave.
It's Tom Kenny once again taking it, getting away, had the chance to give the easy hand pass. Now he gives it to Park Cronin, and Park Cronin, huge one. That was 60-70 metres out from the target, and it's a first of the day for Park Cronin, the 26-year-old from Bishopstown.
Yeah, lovely simple hand pass back by Tom Kenny, who's becoming more influential, and Park Cronin over the bar.
Back once again, Daniel Carney, Cork's midfielder, in over the head of Condon, in as far as Harnedy, and Harnedy makes space for himself and puts it over the bar. He's got another one, 2 points from open play now by Seamus Harnedy, who's playing just his 2nd ever championship match. Right now it's Lorcan McLaughlin in as far as William Egan. Back into the centre to Park Cronin. Suddenly Limerick are very lax in their marking and allowing people like Park Cronin to get into good positions from which they're availing of the opportunity to put it over the bar. His 2nd point in this half, and he stretches it out to a 2 points advantage for the Leesiders once again. 5 minutes to go to half time. Limerick on the attack. And Limerick's Shawnee Tobin has his first scoring opportunity to put it over the bar, and everybody in the inside forward line now for Limerick has scored from open play, and now they're within a point again. It's 10 points to 9. And the referee again blows his whistle, this time with Paddy O'Sullivan down on the ground inside that circle. And he's calling across. It's a red card to Pat Horgan. Pat Horgan has been sent off. Let's just see what happened again here now. There's the foul.
The ball hit him in the head. Pat Horgan slapped in the back of the head, but the ball actually hit him in the forehead. That's why he went down.
Well, for that tap in the back of the head there of the wing-back Paudie O'Brien, the referee has given the red card to Pat Horgan. It certainly upsets the balance of this match, which was balanced very delicately. A lot for Jimmy Barry Murphy now and his selectors to contemplate. They're going to play the second half with 14 men. It'll be advantage Limerick, surely, you would imagine. We're in for a very fascinating second half. Back come Limerick and Graham Mulcahy. And that one flies over the bar. Limerick's first attack of the second half. And straight away it's Limerick who go back into the lead. The 15 men leading by 11 points to 10. So in comes Cathal Naughton. Mulcahy almost being too clever that time. Back as far as James Ryan, and James Ryan drives it brilliantly over the bar. A point in each half now for the Gary Spillane player, taking the pass back there and making absolutely certain and putting two between them again. Limerick on home territory, roared on by a big crowd here. Huge following from Cork as well, making the journey. Paul Brown leaving it, helped out here by Shawnee Tobin, and Tobin 20 metres out, hits it over. 2 points for Tobin. Really good play by the Murray Boher player. Not a great clearance, but one back nonetheless by the new man in, Shane Dowling. Inside towards Hannon, two Artskull Reach men, ex-colleagues in that college, and that's beautifully over the bar by Declan Hannon, who's now got 7 points in this Munster final, and Limerick lead by 3, and there are 50 minutes gone. Brown slipping it inside, poor ball. His wing mirror, I think, was showing a Limerick player, but instead it was a Cork man who got it. But it runs kindly this time to James Ryan. Back in here as far as Dowling. Deliver the last pass to Hannon. Goes for this one himself and puts it over the bar. An immediate impact is made by Shane Dowling. And Dowling, who is just 20 years of age, gets his first. Paul Brown did well to get away from Daniel Carney. Over across as far as James Ryan, a more expansive game now being played by Limerick, and it all ends up with a magnificent shot by Ryan that's fired over the bar. The former footballer, now very much the prominent number 11 hurler, has got a 3rd point in this Munster final, and Limerick hurling fans are loving every second of it. They lead by 5.
Yeah, Ger, that's an incredible score. He must have been 90 yards out, on the angle. Probably the wrong option, but went wide. But it's one of those days. The wind is picking up out there. You can feel it up here even. Nice breeze, and Limerick have it behind them now. And Cork really need a goal, I'd say, at this stage to get them back into the game.
They've got Seamus Harnedy attacking, looking for a score. He'll settle for a point. He gets one, and that's a 3rd one for Seamus Harnedy. And that's Cork's first point from play in the second half. The other 2 points, of course, had come from Jamie Colin Freeze. So now it's 17 points to 13. The numerical advantage of Limerick is certainly paying off. You remember it was 10 points apiece at half-time. Cork had the better of things by and large during the first half, but hit a lot of wides. Think about 10 wides during that first half. But then the sending off of Patrick Horgan looks like it has been one of the significant moves of the game. One of the significant moves right now has been made by Cathal Naughton, and he hits it high and he puts it over the bar, and he's got a first point. And now down once again to within manageable distance. It's 17-14. Runs on towards Pat Cronin. Dermot Dunn already lost his stick. Cronin had his and availed of the opening to put it over, and a 3rd point for Cronin, another for Cork. The fight back continues, and the 14 men are now within 2 points of Limerick.
Great score by Pat Cronin from the middle of the field, but Cork players seem to be re-energised. They're picking up a lot of the breaking ball again, and they're doing very well. And as I said earlier, if they're taking some of their chances, they'll be leading in this game now.
Aim towards Ryan. MacDonald comes out for it. Ryan goes after it. Hickey gets there first, shortens the grip on the stick and fires it over the bar. That's a very valuable score by Seamus Hickey. It's only his 7th ever championship point. First today, 10 minutes to go, 3 between them again in a thrilling Munster final in Limerick.
Yeah, Ger, and that's very, very important score. You know, Cork got the last couple of scores and Limerick really needed a score.
Great match here in Limerick. Limerick defending and defending strongly, and it comes out to the captain Donal O'Grady, given his debut against Cork back in 2004 when Padjo Wheelahan was the manager that time. Right now Donal O'Grady has managed the side and he's watching Shane Dowling come in, advance with menace and put it over the bar. A second point for Shane Dowling, the wonderful young talented hurler who's come off the bench to put 5 between them with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, Jerry's very strong, and you know, he did the right thing, put them 5 points up, but a goal on there, all he did was flick it inside. But at this stage, you know, Limerick, 5 points is a big lead with Cork only with 14 men.
This is still in play by Paul Brown. Slips it down along into the corner here. Once again, Kevin Downs. And that is a beautiful shot. He jumps for joy. He punches the air. He's got a second. 2 shots on the target. 2 points by a substitute who's only just on the park. Not half bad. Limerick 22, Cork 15. It's all over. Limerick are the Munster champions 2013, and nobody can take it away from them. John Allen has masterminded a wonderful victory on Shannon's side. They've waited some 17 years, and here in the Gaelic ground in Limerick, it has been a very, very worthy success for Limerick. The final score here, for the record, it's Limerick 24 points, Cork 15.
You know, I do appreciate that it's a while since they've won a, you know, whatever, 96. It's badly needed, really, you know, and you know, you saw the hysterics and the Leinster Final last Sunday with Dublin winning, and the same today. Like, it's been a great hurling season, I suppose. Generally, it's hard to keep hurling going, I'm sure, for you know, people when there's little success. So it's I've no doubt it's a very significant victory.
I mean, when you look at the scenes after a match for all the Limerick supporters on the field, I mean, it's just sheer elation. Like, you know, it's been 16, 17 years waiting to win a Munster. I mean, it's my 3rd year on the panel with the likes of Niall and Donal O'Grady. I mean, from there 10, 12 years, and the happiness in their faces was just unreal after the game. I met Niall Moore straight away, and he was nearly in tears. Like, it was just unbelievable to see, and I mean, we're just all absolutely delighted.
David and Goliath at O'Moore Park. Galway 50-1 on to win, but Laois under Seamus Cheddar Plunkett were hoping to rattle one of the Goliaths of hurling. Laois in their first Leinster semi-final since 2001 were buoyant after promotion to Division 1B and championship wins over Antrim and Carlow. And they made a whirlwind start, scoring the opening 2 points before Zane Keenan recorded this effort to make it 3 points to no score with 4 minutes on the clock. With Galway in slumber mode, it soon got better for Laois, Willie Hyland adding to a dream start for the home team. 4 points to no score, a flying start by the home side. Joe Canning was given licence to roam, and he pointed a free to get Galway off the mark after 9 minutes. He then struck this fine point to leave it a 2-point game, 4 points to 2 in favour of Laois. The sides last met in 2007. Canning hit 110 that day, and he added 2 further points to level the game at 4 each. A great catch here, and smartly away from John Delaney before knocking the ball over. Laois might well have buckled at the sight of Canning hitting a groove, but they showed a real hunger and drive for the battle that Galway lacked. The first half decorated by some magnificent scores, including this sublime point from Joe Fitzpatrick from Rathdowney Errol. And the home side thought they'd opened up a 3-point lead through Fitzpatrick. Consultation soon followed. Referee James Owens went in to check on deliberations before the judgment came. Wide ball. Galway through Niall Burke notched the final point of a highly competitive first half to lead themselves a point adrift at the interval. 8-7 to Laois, who left the pitch to a standing ovation. Galway brought on James Regan at half-time, and he drew the sides level shortly after the restart with a fine long-range point. And by the 48th minute, Laois had surrendered their lead. Damien Hayes guiding Galway into a 2-point advantage, 11 points to 9. Zane Keenan hit back with his second of the game to keep Laois on the coattails of the tribesmen. With the vast majority in the crowd of over 5,000 roaring them on, Laois struck for a goal. Sub Neil Foyle collected before slipping the ball to Tommy Fitzgerald, who drilled the ball past James Skehill. Laois in front again, 1-10 to 12 points. But that lead was short-lived as Galway responded in devastating fashion. Joe Canning's drive was brilliantly blocked by Owen Ryan, and Davy Glennon seized on the rebound to fire home. Glennon injuring himself in the process, but fortunately for Galway, he was able to soldier on. There was much to admire about Laois today. They simply refused to buckle following that goal. Matthew Whelan scored a free from halfway before Zane Keenan landed this point to leave just one in it. Given that it's been 8 weeks since the league semi-final, there was bound to be a certain amount of rustiness about Galway, and even though they laboured, they still came through to win. Angus Callanan with the strike, Owen Riley got a touch to it, but the Schlitter agonisingly trickled over the line. That was the crucial knockout blow to Laois hopes. Joe Canning ended the day with 11 points before Damien Hayes rounded off the scoring to seal a 7-point win for Galway. And so Galway set out on their quest to win a first Liam McCarthy since 1988 with victory, but boy was it hard earned. David didn't quite slay Goliath, but Goliath was on the ropes for a while today.
14 wides there, and second, a lot of the balls early on. Our performance wasn't really what would win a Leinster final for us, and but we're happy to have got that tough test today. Laois, we have to say that they played a brilliant game there today and have had a brilliant run, and it's great to see Laois coming back so strong. But we'll take a huge benefit from this game and prepare now for the next 3 weeks.
I thought we got a good game plan today. We probably needed to push on a little bit more, and probably when we did push on for the game 20 minutes from the end is when they did open us up really for the goal, and it was a critical time for us. But listen, we wanted to go win the match. That's the way we set ourselves up. We set ourselves up defensively. We weren't going to be naive and start conceding some things here. I think that worked well for us for a while, but certainly when we did push players up the field to try and go win the match, we probably spilled a couple of scores the other end, and at the end that was probably the crucial difference.
Dublin's David O'Callaghan, who excelled when introduced last Sunday, is in from the outset this time, with Conor McCormack losing out. Mark Schutte is held in reserve on a night when Anthony Daly once again pairs Joey Boland, top scorer in the drawn match, with captain Johnny McCaffrey in midfield. Meanwhile, for his third championship replay in 15 seasons, Brian Cody replaces the injured Paul Murphy with a recovered Jackie Tyrrell at cornerback. There are places as well for TJ Reid and Aidan Fogarty, with Lester Ryan and Colin Fennelly having to make way on this occasion. It's Kilkenny who won the toss. They're playing from left to right in the first half, which means they are wind assisted. It's not as blustery as it was last Sunday, but it's still going to be a factor. Stephen Heine now trying to break forward for Dublin. Pursued, but not caught, into Dotsy O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan trying to make inroads here. Lovely turn, neat shot, and that's a great start for Dublin. David Dotsy O'Callaghan inevitably had a terrific match when he was called off the bench early in the game last Sunday. This time he goes by Jackie Tyrrell, little change of direction, and then back out onto his right and over the bar. So now Kilkenny will be hoping to try and make the elements pay in the opening 35 minutes. It's going to be Richie Hogan who will take it. Hogan cuts it up well. Lots of Dublin backs there. Schutte got to it, but couldn't take it. TJ Reid instead. Nice turn. He's the captain tonight, and he's put that one over. Teams are level. Well, they're going into question it immediately, Dublin. They feel it was outside the post. And now it's Barry Kelly who's going in to have a word with his umpires. And the end result is that they're saying, yeah, the judgment and the point stands. Point apiece. Not a great pass outside, but Heine took it. And Stephen Heine drives it into the wind, way up there into the corner towards Paul Ryan. Getting onto it first time. Another change of direction here onto his left. And this one is beautifully over. No doubt about this one either. First point of the match for Paul Ryan. And Dublin go back in front again here. Came out here and stole a march on Conor Fogarty. And he makes it 2 points to 1. Dublin the leaders. Kilkenny's puck out. Owen Murphy driving it way down the field. Collected once again here, this time by Liam Rush. Wonderfully talented young player. In as far as Conal Keaney, operating at right half forward. Up there once again towards Dotsy O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan got up high into the air and plucked it from the air and put it over the bar. What a wonderful start this was by Dublin. 3 points to 1. Well, what about this for a catch? Up with his left hand, took it down in commanding fashion, and that is terrific hurling. Picking it up here, Ryan O'Dwyer. Looking to try and play it off to a colleague, feeding it back as far as Stephen Heine, very short. Joey Boland now taking it, first time he's been involved, into Paul Ryan. Beautiful catch, causing problems for Jackie Tyrrell and the rest of the full back line. Paul Ryan looking for some room and eventually swung that and put it over the bar. What a great start this is by Dublin. A 3rd point for Paul Ryan, 2 from play, this latest one along with 1 from a free, and Dublin lead after 13.5 minutes by 6 points to 3. Well, at what stage does it begin to get serious for not just his team but Kilkenny? And again Dublin cut out that supply line. Danny Sutcliffe away over there towards Dotsy O'Callaghan, taking on Conor Fogarty, having a go himself from right out on the sideline. It's one of those nights maybe. The bookmakers had Kilkenny practically unbackable because of their record in replays. They were 8-1 on. How this Kilkenny side is missing Henry Shefflin and Michael Fennelly. They've got a lot of time, however. That's a block down there. As that was being hit in there by Lester Ryan, who's also come in. Now Colin Fennelly, and Colin Fennelly drives it over the bar. And that might be the beginning of the fight back. It's 9-5 now. Dublin the leaders. Colin Fennelly let it run onto himself here, and it was slung over the bar brilliantly. His first since coming in. TJ Reid feeds it on here. Out here as far as Richie Power, and Richie Power almost in slow motion, beautifully guiding that one over. It's his first score of the game, and now the margin's down to 3. 9 points to 6, where there were 5 between them not all that long ago. That ball across there towards Walter Welsh, and Welsh was being well marked at that stage. Overcame Aidan Fogarty, he couldn't get it, lost his stick as well. And eventually it is Paul Schutte who emerges with it, plays it out here towards Danny Sutcliffe, dispossessed quickly by Richie Power. Some hefty shoulders going in there, finally back to Power once again from Colin Fennelly, and it's over the bar. A great strike by Richie Power, and that's 2 points, 1 in each half now for him, and the margin is now getting even tighter. And it's now Dublin 12, Kilkenny 10. Now listen to the Kilkenny crowd. Now who's got to get the next score? Because I think it's got to be very important. Conal Keaney back down there. Paul Schutte rather Mark, his brother. Mark playing it across here towards David O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan's in, and O'Callaghan has it taken off the line by Lester Ryan. That's amazing. What an opportunity. Back comes Sutcliffe. It's a goal! Danny Sutcliffe. His first ever championship goal. David O'Callaghan's shot was blocked, came back out, and watch for the number 12 coming into the picture. There he is, firing it into the corner. Well, now this is really putting it up to the All-Ireland champions. Dublin have been the better team so far, but Kilkenny are strong and will never give up. But it's Dublin who work it down the field. Conal Keaney down there once again towards Mark Schutte. And Schutte hits it and puts it over the bar. What a point. It's Dublin who are leading by 5 points. They've led all the way through the match, except for one occasion in the second minute when the teams were level. played in by David O'Callaghan, one of the heroes for Dublin in this performance so far, because they have a lot of good players and a lot of heroes. It runs on neatly here now to Shane Durkin, and Durkin puts it over the bar. His first point of this match. Johnny McCaffrey had it, a lot of players converging on him, but Durkin was making the run ahead, anticipating and putting it over to make it 115 to 13 points. Well, this has been coming, when you think about it, back to the league final of a couple of years ago when Dublin beat Kilkenny in Croke Park. But back now comes Richie Power, and that is one back. His third point of the match. Richie Power is the one keeping them going with points from play, and Larkin with points from frees, and it's 115 to 14 points. Conal Keeney running into 3-4 Kilkenny players, taken out eventually by David O'Callaghan, but lost, and the substitute there takes it out here, out as far as Richie Power. From Cormac Walsh to Richie Power, and eventually a free is drawn 30 metres out. Free in for Kilkenny. And this now to put 2 points between the teams. There was the run, that was the foul. Once more, it is Owen Larkin. Would he ever try and sneak a goal at this stage? From the exclusion zone, he makes absolutely certain that he gets something. He gets a point. He's got 11 points out of Kilkenny's total of 16. And now it's 115 for his team. Anthony Daly's Dublin in front, but only by 2. Tommy Walsh plays it back in. A goal could win it for Kilkenny. And that's a free. And the referee shows the yellow card. And now a second yellow card to Richie Power. And Kilkenny now are down to 14. A second yellow for Richie Power. This is what happened here. He went up for this high ball, came down into the back of the Dublin defender, got a yellow card for it, having already got a yellow card, and now it's 115 for Dublin, 16 points for Kilkenny. All a question of how many minutes the referee is going to play. Gary Maguire taking this one. One back here again by Danny Sutcliffe. The man who got the goal, and the referee sees a foul there. And it's got to be a free in, and Dublin fans are already dancing with joy. A free in and a chance for another score. This was Tommy Walsh coming down onto the hand of Danny Sutcliffe, and that indiscipline there lets Kilkenny down, and there's a chance now for Dublin to put a goal between the teams. And that's put over the bar, and it's Eamon Dillon who came on to take it. And he's put it over the bar, a pointed free, making it 116 to 16 points. Dublin look to be on the verge of beating Kilkenny in the Leinster Championship after so many years when they have waited for a victory. You've got to go back a long time to 1942 for the last time Dublin beat Kilkenny in Championship hurling. But there's still another few seconds to play. We're after playing 90 seconds already of stoppage time. Owen Larkin knocking it in. A goal for Kilkenny can break Dublin hearts yet. Can they get it? Colin Fennelly on his hands and knees, trying to make headway, trying to get in, and Bernie Kelly says at the end, you charge, and it's a free out. And now there have been 2 minutes of added time played. 116 to 16 points. An amazing night for Dublin. It's all over. Dublin have beaten Kilkenny in the semi-final of the Leinster Championship. Handshakes all around by Anthony Daly to Brian Cody. And now it's Dublin who reach the Leinster Final. They beat Kilkenny for the first time in the Championship since 1942. Final score here in O'Moore Park in Portlaoise. Dublin 116, Kilkenny 16 points. Quite amazing.
We felt in the camp we were capable of coming with a strong performance again, and we didn't really talk about winning the match. We talked about a strong performance and trying to get the absolute best out of ourselves. And again, I wouldn't have felt we got the absolute best out of ourselves. No disrespect now, but there was a lot of mistakes in our play, and could have been more comfortable. You know, we missed a fair bit. I know Kilkenny missed a bit as well in the first half. So no, it's a good night for Dublin hurling, Gerard, and you know, we have to get organised again quickly, you know, and there's no time for celebrating or anything like that. It's get the head down and hopefully get ready for next week.
You've always said, and sometimes people have believed you, and some people haven't, that anybody can beat anybody in any given day. It's happened here tonight.
Yeah, well, one thing, I don't think Dublin are just anybody. I think they're a top team. You know, I've been saying it for a long time. They have serious quality in their team, and it's going to be very, very interesting watching the Leinster Final next weekend.
The Dublin team looks solid and well balanced. Peter Kelly and Liam Rush man the key defensive roles, while Johnny McCaffrey and Joey Boland have gelled really well at centre field. It's a strong Galway starting 15 with Irla Tanyan now partnered by James Regan in a crucial area of centre field. Shane Kavanagh is back at centre back, while Fergal Moore is once again the team captain. This Leinster Hurling Final 2013 is underway. Going back to gather it is Peter Kelly. Hand passes across as far as Niall Corcoran. For many years now playing his club hurling with Kilmacud Crooks. Out far as Joey Boland, who delivers it long. 3 against 2 up here. The ball falls far as Dotsy. O'Callaghan, and O'Callaghan from that distance rarely misses.
Well, a long hopeful ball there from the right wing from Joey Boland, and Joseph Cooney backed in the top of Fergal Moore instead of just waiting for the break, and a nice smart point by Dotsy O'Callaghan.
Long puck out by James Skillful, gathered here by Conor Cooney, challenged by Michael Carton, and Cooney! That's a really good score. Seems to love Croke Park since winning the All-Ireland club title here last St Patrick's Day.
Well, that was a good response from Galway there, just a breaking ball. Cooney was onto it in a flash and straight over the bar.
James Regan's effort is blocked by John McCaffrey, comes out as Tanyan, and Tanyan turns away, knowing full well that the white flag will be raised. This is a really superb effort by Tanyan. Good defending on this occasion by Shane Kavanagh. And Joe Canning is winning every 50-50 ball. And he's scoring.
Well, just a speculative lob there, if you like, into Joe, and he went up very high for it. Got in front of Peter Kelly on an excellent point.
Johnny Cohen waits for the breaking ball. Gives it for his David Collins. Under a little bit of pressure from David Tracy. Ball bobbling all over the place. Colin Keeney lays it off quickly for his Ryan O'Dwyer. And that is over the crossbar. Quick hands by Keeney. Fine score by Ryan O'Dwyer. Down to an attack that is getting plenty of ball, but what about that for a score? Paul Ryan's 3rd point of the game and his first from play. Good ball inside first, Dotsy O'Callaghan, who's proving quite a handful. And that is his 3rd point of the game. That's Dublin's 9th point of the match so far, 8 from play. Comes out for us James Regan, sent powerfully and accurately. That's a really, really good score.
Yeah, well, Joe Canning has moved out centre forward now and just popped the ball to James Regan, and Galway needed that.
James Skillful's kick out is aimed at his half-back line, but it's not working, and here comes Dublin again, laying it off. Farris Paul Ryan does a shot. Oh, brilliant goal! Paul Ryan, 118 in the last 3 matches. He scored 1-3 in this Leinster Hurling Final. Wonderful play by Dublin, created by Dotsy O'Callaghan. It was a rocket, which James Cahill couldn't stop. Shane Kavanagh again winning the ball, laying it off for Cyril Donlan. Galway need to find their rhythm. One man who can give them that leadership is Joe Canning. That's his 3rd point of the game. Giving words of encouragement to his colleagues. McCaffrey gives it back for Stephen Heine, who in turn gives it to McCaffrey. And that is looking awesome.
2nd point, Marty, and that's attack, quick sideline, and you get the return, and Galway don't seem to be at the correct championship pace at all.
Only Joe Canning might reach that particular ball ahead of Michael Carton, and he does. So much better at the edge of the square. Canning! That is a magnificent score.
He looked odds on to lose that ball, Marty. Beautiful flick, took it away from Michael Carton, and a great score from the left-hand side. That'll give them a bit of heart.
Ball comes down towards Johnny McCaffrey, lays it off as Michael Carton, 29-year-old fireman, sends it down towards Paul Ryan. Scored 1-3 in the first half, and this is going to make it 1-4.
Very good score, and one that guy Dublin needed to get back into it.
Heine well surrounded by David Glennon and Canning, but the ball is cleared. Wonderful catch by Conal Keeney. Keeney's effort comes first. Paul Ryan gets away. Here's goal number 2. Absolutely magical. No doubt James Scarl had no chance. Whatever about the first, the second was an absolute rocket. Watch this for sheer, utter class.
Well, you can see there, Kevin Hines again was caught behind him, and he's been troubling him all day. You know, the fullback needs to be in front of his man, or at least shoulder to shoulder. Left him in front, and once Paul Ryan went around him, there was no question of where it was going.
Ball is dropping in. Joe Canning got a touch. David Burke, good save by Gary Maguire. Came off his line. Galway retained possession. They're going to try again, and this time happy enough to take the point. But a brilliant save by Gary Maguire, who anticipated and came off his line quickly and effectively.
And a good score there by Aidan Hart.
Once again, it's Damien Hayes adding a little bit of buzz and energy to the half-forward line. Here's Joe Canning. Leadership required, goal required. And he brings Galway back into the Leinster final.
Well, Damien Hayes had a good look to see where Joe Canning was. I thought he was going to knock it into Jonathan Glynn. He looked to where Joe Canning was, knocked it in. Joe had a lot of work to do, let's be honest, you know, but took it on. There was only one thing in his mind, and when he got through, well, bang. You know, that brings Galway back in the game, and the crowd are responding now.
First to the ball, however, is Fergal Moore, showing tremendous leadership, battling hard, sometimes against the odds there. Shane Kavanagh is there, so too is Dotsie O'Callaghan. Andy Smith is the number 19. He's the one that gathers it, comes bursting out, tries to make a bit of room for himself. Johnny Cohen is available. He gives the pass, and the sliotar away, and Ryan O'Dwyer takes full advantage for his 3rd point of the game. Here comes Ryan O'Dwyer, steps by Johnny Cohen, and scores his 3rd point. Sending it down towards Joe Canning and company. David Burke. Oh my word! Take that one out. You thought Galway were gone home. They're not. An absolute cracker by David Burke. He did it last year in the Leinster Final, and he's done it again. Created by wonderful fielding by Andy Smith. He drove it in long. David Burke picked it up and let go. An absolute bullet. Ball inside first, Joe Canning. Great hands, great shot. What a save! Gary Maguire. Look at this. Fantastic. Shane Durkin. Diagonal ball. Johnny Cohen underneath it. Won back superbly by Conor McCormack. He used to be a goalkeeper, but he's now a forward, and he's making an impression. This is a great run by McCormack. The layoff is simple. There's a chance. Oh! It's gone over the crossbar. Simon Lambert is waiting for it down in the corner. Shane Durkin trying to seek and find Danny Sutcliffe, and he succeeds in doing so. Sutcliffe takes his point. It's his first point in this Leinster final. He was the man that scored the winning goal against Kilkenny yesterday week. But today his work rate was phenomenal. But right now, the cheer will be massive when Johnny Ryan, the Tipperary referee, blows the full-time whistle. The wait is almost over. The famine is over. for Dublin. It's been a long time, since 1961, 52 years ago. Dublin last won the Leinster Championship. The bonfires will blaze around Dublin. They will celebrate this one because Dublin hurling is back in the big time. Full-time score in Croke Park. Dublin 2 goals, 25 points. Galway 2 goals and 13. Very nice gesture by Martin Skelly, chairman of Leinster Council, to ask Jimmy Gray, goalkeeper in the Dublin team in 1961, to present the Bob O'Keefe Trophy and hand over that wonderful honour to John McCaffrey from Lucan, for Dublin are the Leinster champions 2013.
We felt we were better prepared coming into it, and we hoped to get off to a good start, and we did, even though it was only about 2 points all for a long time, and 2-3, 4 all, but we kicked on there after about 15 and got a bit of a lead, got a bit of momentum, and the old goal came then. It was a great break to get an 8 up at half time. Well, you felt they would have a period on top. We felt again we would finish strong, and the likes of Max Schutte again at the end. I mean, Dotsy, what can I say about Dotsy? Probably on the point of giving it up at the end of last year, but just stuck with it, and it's fantastic to get a reward like a Leinster title, like that's the Bob O'Keefe. We'll knock a bit of crack out of it now, John.
I suppose it has been up and down. Like last year, we had a very poor year, and I suppose everybody's kind of looking at themselves saying, are we wasting our time here? Are we good enough at all? And for the management to come back and the whole backroom staff to come back this year and lay out what they wanted to achieve, and to have fulfilled what we've, to fulfil a Leinster Championship so far, it's just fantastic, and it's a dream come true, really,
Well, I think Dublin were very sharp today, and they deserved to win. Best team won today. Our performance, it took us a good while to get going. We played quite well in the second half and got back into the game, and then were denied again there towards the finish. So I suppose the games have stood very clearly to Dublin, and our congratulations to Dublin. We were in this position last year, and they deserved it. They're the best team in Leinster this year, but there's an All-Ireland series there yet, and we'll be taking it from here now.
A fortnight after their loss to Cork, Clare took to the field in Cusack Park yesterday, determined to reignite their championship campaign. This was Laois's 4th match at the championship, and having forced Galway to battle hard for victory last day out, there was a quiet optimism evident. Clare played their league hurling 2 divisions higher than their opponents, but the early exchanges were competitive, John Brophy tying up the game at a point each. It wasn't long though before Clare got back in front again, John Conlon on target here, and the Banner County went on to lead by 4 points to 2. Laois were finding it hard to reproduce their heroic display against Galway. Zane Keenan's 3rd point made it Clare 6 points, Laois 4 points after 8 minutes. Laois goalkeeper Owen Riley is an accomplished puck fodder participant. Most of his puckouts were landing in the full forward line. The problem for Laois was they were winning very few of them, Dara Conan opening his account here. Peter Duggan replaced Nicky O'Connell in a late change to the Clare team, and he put his hand up for future involvement by scoring 4 points as his team established control in most areas. Laois were struggling to cope with the pace and surging runs of a fired-up Clare outfit. Conor McGrath's nicely taken point meant that Clare led by 15 points to 5 after almost half an hour. Already, Laois sensed it was an uphill task in the humid conditions. Willie Hyland knew a goal was needed, but the Clock Ballacalla man had to be content with a point. Under-21 player Stephen Pickymar worked hard for the visiting team, scoring 3 points in the first half, but a dominant Clare led the break by 17 points to 8. Disappointingly for the large attendance, the second half was a one-sided affair, Pádraig Collins ensuring that all 6 Clare forwards were now on the score sheet. Even though the game was slipping from them, Laois soldiered on. Joe Fitzpatrick's line cut, setting up Willie Hyland for an excellent point. At this stage, it was 27 points to 13. One of the most impressive aspects of the Clare performance was their spread of scoring options. A total of 15 players scored yesterday, Captain Patrick Donlan the scorer here. Colin Ryan was accurate from placed balls all afternoon, finishing with 11 points, and to complete a comprehensive victory, substitute Shane O'Donnell sent the ball to the net with time almost up. When the full-time whistle blew, Clare had won by 132 to 15 points. A disappointing end to an otherwise very positive year for Laois.
We know we're in for a massive battle again next weekend. We're playing a Wexford team probably that have they're through with Dublin, so we're in for another battle, you know. But listen, we're still there.
Certainly a lesson, it's a dear lesson for us. But I think what's important is that the team will learn from this and that it will prepare just to keep improving year on year. This wasn't going to happen, over 1 year. This is going to take a number of years for this to happen. I think we're boosted as well by our minors being in the Leinster Final tomorrow. So we've a lot of positive things to look forward to. We'll get over today, we'll regroup and we'll get ourselves properly prepared again to go.
Clare manager Davy Fitzgerald has been forced into making one change because of a calf injury sustained by Darragh Conan. The full forward is replaced today by Shane O'Donnell on an afternoon when Peter Duggan, scorer of 4 points against Laois, is retained at left half forward. As for Wexford, manager Liam Dunn has rejigged his forces. Keith Rossiter is listed at centre-back. Andrew Shore and David Redmond will today wear 8 and 9. And one of the side's most experienced players, Owen Quigley, has been included in the half-forward line. Back here into the middle to David Redmond. Owen Quigley now, a chance to pick it up and set Wexford on their way possibly for their first attack. Garrett Sinnott dropping it in there, in towards Jack Guiney, and Guiney turns smartly and hammers it over the bar. First point of the match to come from play, and a quick response then to Clare's 2 points that came from frees. Into the hands of Guiney, did well with the under-21s on Wednesday. Good score here. Collecting is John Conlon. Smartly down through the centre, collected beautifully by Shane O'Donnell. He loves getting goals, and he's got another one. That's 3 championship goals this season for Shane O'Donnell. The delivery was brilliant, and once Shane O'Donnell had wrong foot of the fullback, he was away, and the shot went screaming into the corner of Mark Fanning's net. Andrew Shore trying to be at the receiving end of this puck out, but it does come back eventually to Richie Keogh. Somewhat slackly given away to Colm Galvin, able to place it, and places it brilliantly here. Nicely done here by the corner forward, and it's Padge Collins in, going this way and that. Cross here to McGrath, looking for another goal opportunity, having to come back, recycle, they hold it well, and Kelly in the end fires it over the bar. What a very well worked point that was by Clare. It showed a tremendous maturity in their play. Happy so far, I think, Davy Fitzgerald, Clare manager. Bobby Kenny away to his cousin, and Kieran leaves it behind, and it's picked up by John Conlon, and Conlon sees that one come back. Mark Fanning, clear of a player on the ground inside. The referee has gone in to investigate. Shane O'Donnell there, and held off by Mossy Walters, and O'Donnell went down rather dramatically, didn't he? In fact, carded Mossy Walters, and it happened in the square, so it has to be a penalty. Kelly with 2 points so far. Towards the end of this first half is denied. It's well stopped. It's away there by the cornerback Owen Moore. Back in by Conor McGrath. As far as John Conlon. Will Clare get anything out of this? Eventually it's Brendan Bugler. They get a point. Brendan Bugler's first point in this year's championship. Well, Wexford needing something special. Paul Morris, he's scored one, and now it looks like he's got another one. So they eat into the lead, and they work it down to 5 points now, and the Wexford fans who've travelled from the always sunny southeast are a little happier. Morris out in the middle, but it's Tony Kelly who picks up the loose ball, and there's nobody keeping tabs on him, and he is able to dominate and able to pick his point high up into the air, and a third for Tony Kelly. Here comes David Redmond, and David Redmond hold down 20 metres out. It's got to be a free in, and the referee will have words with Cian Dillon for that. This is one the game needs. Guiney with 3 championship goals in the past strikes, and it's saved, and it comes back out, and Cian Dillon, the one who gave away the free, has it and clears it. Only out as far as Kieran Kenny. Back in with interest. They need a score, and they get something out of it. May not have got a goal, but at least they got a point, and that just might be a rallying point for this team. And here comes Conor McGrath. The lead has been whittled down to 4 points. McGrath responds. Great save by Mark Fanning. The clearance by Bobby Kenny wasn't all that assured, but it does eventually reach Andrew Shaw, and they lift the siege, and they get it way down the field again, down towards Rory Jacob. Couldn't hold it, however, but it comes back to Guiney, who's got out into the 40 now, and in as far as Rory Jacob. Jacob hand passes it across here. Referee allows an advantage. It's with Gary Moore, has scored 1. Hits it low this time. The keeper, Pa Kelly, lets it spill back off his stick. Still in play here. Dangerous moment. Rory Jacob recycles once more. This time it's Podge Doran, and Doran has put it inside the left-hand upright and over the bar. And Wexford have got the lead back down to 3. Slipped it out into the middle here to Podge Collins. Has options right and left. Ahead towards Tony Kelly. Did well to keep it in play. The challenge isn't terribly effective by Andrew Shaw. Nobody able to get to him, and Kelly just gets away and fires it over, almost with consummate ease. We haven't seen the best of their side tonight by any means, and Clare have always been doing just enough. One last attack maybe, comes down to Rory Jacob. Jersey pulled, down he went. Referee allowed play to continue there. It comes back out again. Well hit over the bar there by the youngster Conor MacDonald. Still a few seconds left. A goal separating these teams at this stage. Back comes Kieran Kenny. Big one down to Guiney. Jersey pulled, only a goal between them. He scored! The level, amazing! Jack Guiney has got his 4th ever championship goal, and it's come deep in stoppage time, and they are level here. Back to Pat Donnellan, and the captain once again sets Clare on another attack, a 3rd attack start of this second half. Conor McGrath going this way, slipping it inside. McInerney, one-handed, it's in the net. Cathal McInerney, the substitute. It was Conor McGrath who fed it through, and one-handed in by McInerney. And at the start of the half, Clare have got a goal and 2 points. Big, huge one up there, which is, again, defended well by Cian Dillon. Strongly taking it out into the middle as far as Cunningham. Aaron Cunningham. Oh, that's a bit of vision there to see a player loose. It was Tony Kelly. Beautifully in as far as Conor McGrath. Nicely crafted move. Now where's he going to finish here? Hand passed, and another one by Cathal McInerney. He's got 2. Well, isn't it amazing? Like the buses, you wait for a long time for 1, 2 come along. We waited for Clare scores, and now suddenly they are cutting loose, and Cathal McInerney has got himself 2 goals and a point in added time. Colin Ryan, that's a brilliant catch, and then he was fouled by Bobby Kenny. Yellow card for Bobby Kenny, and the game just drifting towards its inevitable conclusion, it seems. Margin of 9 points at this stage, and they come again and they look for more, and they just might get it. And that time the foul is on Fergal Lynch when he got it into his hand, where Hurley's flying at him, particular Bobby Kenny there, and Kenny's already got a yellow card, so he's now got a red, 2 yellows, and Wexford are going to finish the match with 14 players. It's Tony Kelly. He's got 4 points tonight. and he decides a point is fine, and he puts it over. Clare have been much the better side. He will be very, very pleased. They're on their way to the quarterfinals, Clare. They have had a 10-point victory after extra time. Final score is Clare 3 goals and 24 points, Wexford 1 goal and 20.
You know, we'll regroup again, and you know, step by step we're getting there slowly, but it's taking time. But you know, we got a great lift during the week with the under-21s winning the Leinster title, and our minors going up to Kilkenny and beating them for the first time in 20 years in Nolan Park, which was a great achievement as well. But look, it's all about today, and unfortunately we came up short. But I'm hugely proud of the players, and I think there's a great future for a lot of them.
We've had 3 championship wins out of 4 games. We're not doing too bad, and we just need to keep working on that and building. I don't know what will happen in the quarter-final. We'll be giving it our all, no matter who we're playing, you know. So let's see what happens. You know, it's great to be still involved, John.
Good news for Cork is that Patrick Horgan's red card in the Munster final was rescinded, so he can start this All-Ireland quarter-final at full forward. The other talking point is the selection of Jamie Collin at top of the left, and the big question, how will Lorcan McLaughlin and Daniel Carney perform in centre field? Interestingly, 13 of the 15 players named in this Kilkenny team started in last year's All-Ireland final replay against Galway. With Michael Fennelly returning to partner Killian Buckley at midfield, it's a very strong starting unit. The name Henry Shefflin appears on the team sheet for the very first time in this remarkable summer. All the indications are that Kilkenny will win this, but hey, history suggests that Cork, you never write them off. Kilkenny won the toss. They've decided to play from left to right. Breaking ball favours Daniel Carney. He's all over this game so far. In first, Patrick Horgan. Horgan with a short grip sends it between the posts and over the bar, and Cork lead for the very first time. But again, it's that man with a great engine, Daniel Carney. Owen Murphy sends it down the middle channel. Gathered here by Michael Fennelly. Available is Owen Larkin, unmarked for the first time. He looks at the target, he's going for it. The umpire is also going for his flag. It's over the bar. Splendid score by Owen Larkin.
Yeah, great ball by Michael Fennelly there, picked him out, and Daniel Carney for once not on up with Owen Larkin. He's been covering a lot of ground up the field, but he has to take his defensive duties into account as well.
Richie Power scooped it up gingerly far as Killian Buckley, back far as Michael Fennelly. Fennelly, beautiful. Great score. Welcome back to the championship, Michael.
Yeah, and that's what they do so well. Simple hand pass back by Killian Buckley. Great score by Fennelly, and he started very well on the other side of the midfield as well.
Owen Larkin is in there, so too is Seamus Harnedy. He's the number 11. Referee blows the whistle. We saw a little bit of afters there. Yellow card confirmation that Henry Shefflin did in fact get that yellow card.
Didn't look to be a lot in it, but there definitely in real time there was definitely a flick on the elbow, and that's what he gave it from.
Cork dominating at midfield and indeed in their own half-back line. They go forth in pursuit of scores again. Seamus Harnedy puts his name on the score sheet for the very first time in this All-Ireland quarter-final. You might have heard of him before the game against Clare, but we've all know about him now. Owen Murphy changing the direction of his puckouts. Comes down for his Conor O'Sullivan. Sends it into the centre. Jamie Collin, wearing 15 but operating on the 40. He's trying this from way out the field, and that is over the bar. Absolutely brilliant play by Jamie Collin. It looked when he was hitting it that he was kind of staggering backwards. Just watch it here. He looked at the post and he had a go, and wow, it went all the way. This is Lorcan McLaughlin. Can Turkman like the goalkeeper Anthony Nash? Still McLaughlin, stepping by several challenges. The hand pass inside his core. It's blocked, however, by Harnedy. Going back to gather is Jackie Tyrrell. Hand passes out. Great pressure by the Rebels. Luke O'Farrell gives it for his right half forward, Conor Lehane. And Lehane from Middleton puts his name on the scoreboard. Brilliant play by Cork. Very controlled, under no great pressure, but putting the pressure on the All-Ireland champions. Half an hour played in Semple Stadium. Amazingly, Kilkenny haven't scored since the 15th minute. It's Paul Murphy from Danesford. takes a little bit too much out of it. Willie Egan comes in. Owen Larkin retrieves the situation, gives it back to Murphy. Can the cornerback score from there? Yes, he can. Outstanding play by Paul Murphy.
Now, what a player Paul Murphy has become over the last number of years, Marty, and maybe that'll lift some of the players around him.
Great long puck by Anthony Nash. In comes Jamie Collin. And it's Henry Shefflin that's coming in for a challenge. It's a second yellow, and Henry Shefflin is sent off. Oh my word. Well, the story of the Hurling Championship, every chapter, as we flick a page, something new develops. Henry Shefflin in his first championship match has been sent off for a second yellow. And this was the incident. High challenge, yes.
Yeah, it's a yellow card. The first one, as I said, we didn't really have a clear view of it. There was a little flick earlier on in the game and 2 yellows and he's gone.
Patrick Horgan takes the fray and gets the point. And even before the ball is thrown in, we've a row in the middle of the field, and the ball has been thrown in. There's still a fight going on, and the referee Barry Kelly is watching it. Michael Fennelly is involved, and so too is Lorcan McLaughlin, who has kicked his helmet away, and meanwhile Kilkenny go into the attack behind the back of Barry Kelly. Here comes Kilkenny. Quick response inside the large rectangle. There seems to be a dangerous ball, and that has to be surely a free and a penalty.
Just watch here now, pulled straight across him there.
5 times an All-Ireland medalist. It's Richie Parr. Here he comes. And the referee has blown a whistle, and he wants it to be retaken because Tommy Walsh seemed to be inside the large rectangle, ahead of the sliotar and ahead of the penalty being taken, which was quite bizarre. Here's Richie. Brilliantly stopped by Anthony Nash, followed through. Oh, what a save again! And it's deflected over the crossbar. Oh, drama at the Kilkenny end that we're likely hardly ever to be matched. But what about that for brilliant goalkeeping? Richie Parr, saved by Anthony Nash. He allowed the gap. Nash was there again. Here comes the bullet, deflected over the crossbar. Still Lester Ryan. Hand passes it for his own Larkin. Flicks it forward nicely for his Colin Fennelly. Larkin's gone for the return. Fennelly's gone for the score. Easy ball for Anthony Nash. Looks around and spots his captain. Patrick Cronin took his eye. Oh, a lovely little flick from Tommy Walsh. He gets the return pass. And up goes the white flag. Beautiful little hurling.
Now it's 3 points in it again.
Seamus Harnedy. Good control. Hand pass. There is Daniel Carney. Ball sent forward again. There's Patrick Horgan. Little jink. Onto his left. Oh, fantastic. It's his 9th point of the game. 5 from frees, 4 from play. And what about that for a piece of Horgan magic? Ball in deep. For Stephen Moylan. Paul Murphy under a bit of pressure. Moylan crossfield ball over for his Luke O'Farrell. Trying to get inside the cover. And that is absolutely brilliant play by the Rebels. With the confidence shown here, taking on a man of the calibre of Jackie Tyrrell, cutting inside and scoring. And Cork are well on their way to knocking out Kilkenny out of the championship and qualifying for a semi-final. Out fires Kieran Joyce and Owen Larkin. It's Larkin that sends it in for his Walter Walsh. Walsh, difficult angle, but he finds the target. Really good score.
Yeah, that's it, Marty. They're not the champions they are for nothing, and you know, fantastic. You know, you'd have to say their attitude has been fantastic. They're not giving up and they're sticking in there.
Conor O'Sullivan comes forward. The Rebels may have lost the Munster final, but they have knocked Kilkenny out of the championship. What a day for Jimmy Barry Murphy. Brian Cody, devastated no doubt, as he feels deep sorrow in his heart now, for his team have been beaten. Look at that scoreboard. Cork 19 points, Kilkenny 14 points, a 5-point win for the Rebels.
Kilkenny are great champions, and they went on with great pride. And you know, the modern game, it's very, very hard to survive with 14 men, as we found in the Munster final. But Kilkenny were, I thought, played with phenomenal heart, as they always do, and very, very hard team to put away. But you know, we just about saw it out in the end of that.
Well, I mean, there's been a few ends of eras predicted all along over the past number of years, you know, and I don't think eras ever end, really, to be honest about it. If end of an era means it's the end of the Kilkenny senior hurling team being competitive at inter-county level, I'd say it's something that shouldn't be allowed to happen. So let's wait and see.
Dublin in the foreigners' time is going to be a massive game for us as well. They also beat Kilkenny in a replay, which is a very difficult thing to do. And you know, Anthony Daly has done a fabulous job with Dublin, and it's just great to be there. And we'll think about it now tomorrow.
Obviously, you've been at it an awful long time. Will you consider maybe that this might be the end for you, or is it too soon?
Well, I have no idea. Obviously, you know, I don't come into today deciding this is whatever it is. I have no idea at all. Like every other year, I feel the same as every other year about it. I have no idea. There's no decision made about anything, so we won't even consider it for a long, long time.
Galway's reaction to losing the Leinster Final has been decisive. Coming in from the start this time are goalkeeper Colin Callan, Jason Grealish at wing half, a new midfield pairing of Aidan Hart and Andy Smith, and places up front for Jonathan Glynn and Damien Hayes. Clare had concerns about Tony Kelly's eye injury and the fitness of Darragh Honan. The centre forward is okay to start, and Honan has passed a fitness test on a day when there's a start as well for Conor Ryan of Cratloe, probably coming into midfield. Swept back in by Grealish once more, this time towards Damien Hayes, and Hayes looking to try and get the opening score of the match, and that one slips inside the right hand upright and over the bar, and a punch of delight there from Damien Hayes. A good start.
Well, that's a great start from Galway, and Damien Hayes will be plays with that number 13 on his back chair, but he's playing on the left corner forward, but that'll be a great start for Galway.
One there by Johnny Glynn, runs on here towards Aidan Hart, and the Gort man, talking to Griffin the stick, and puts it over the bar. Good efficiency by Galway's forward line so far. 3 attacks, 3 scores. They lead 3 points to 1. Into the centre here as far as Conor Ryan with the blue helmet, all the way down. Beautifully placed ball as far as Conor McGrath. Made a good run diagonally across. Hines went after him. McGrath now, tight angle, gets his shot in, and he's done really well. Very good score. He hadn't a great deal to aim at. 3-2. This is Conor Ryan, his debut in the championship for Clare here in this match. Towards Conor McGrath once again. But this time leaving it behind, and it's Andy Smith with the white helmet. Up towards Joe Canning, breaks it down to himself, comes. Cian Dillon's after him, can't get to him. Canning strikes beautifully over his right shoulder. 4 points to 2.
Yeah, lovely little touch, just knocking the ball down onto his left hand, and we've seen that from Joe before, but that shows he's on his game chair. You know, just 5 minutes gone, and got 4 points for Galway on the board. They'll be very, very well pleased.
From this puck out over the head there of David Collins, missed it completely, but John Conlon's after it, and Conlon's 30 metres out. Ooh, it was rising up, and it's gone over the bar. Point for John Conlon, but he had a goal in his mind very definitely. Played across here once again towards Aidan Hart. Hart tries to pick out a colleague over there. This colleague is Niall Burke, coming out of the quarterback position, but strong work by Pat O'Connor, feeding it forward there towards Tony Kelly. Kelly off his left-hand side, down towards a 2-man inside forward line. Conor McGrath there, has a support player, doesn't need him. It's McGrath, and McGrath has put it inside. It's a goal for Clare. It must have gone under the net and outside.
No chance for the keeper. Went right underneath the netting. Watch it here again. O'Jar goes right through the net, down at the bottom.
Yeah, little hole in the net of some kind, because it went in, as you say, and out the other side. Little slipping hand pass back there towards Shane Kavanagh. Change of control, well hooked by Podge Collins, who's got 3 points in this first half and has been one of the stars for Clare once again. Grealish loses it. Galvin takes it up. Is there one more score there for the taking for Clare before the half-time whistle? Might come for Pat O'Connor, and O'Connor hits it and puts it over the bar. Only his second ever championship point. Pat O'Connor from Tubber. Now here as far as Shane Kavanagh. Back in there towards Jonathan Glynn. Tries to get inside Cian Dillon and succeeds. He's got Davy Glennon waiting for it. If he gives it to him, the angle was tight. It's in! Johnny Glynn, second ever championship goal. Coming as it does in the 44th minute of this match. And now we've got a contest here, and it's 113 to 1-9. He was coming in and looked to be in difficulty with the angle, but somehow got it in past the goalkeeper. Pa Kelly at the near post beaten, and suddenly it's Clare 113, Galway 1-9. Comes back as far as David Collins, down to Glennon. He's made a difference, hoping to make a bigger difference now is Cyril Donlan. Donlan goes forward, pursued by O'Connor, and he puts it over the bar. This is a bit more like it from Galway. Done as far as John Conlon, runs into two solid challenges, spills loose as far as Brendan Bugler. Clare still ahead in this match by 4 points. They look for another one. Bugler strikes and he's put it over the bar. How about that for a rallying score by a man who was man of the match here and playing today in his 21st championship game. He was man of the match against Waterford. Right now he's centre stage, and that point makes it 116 to 111. Over again, this time as far as Joe Canning, the man you would probably think should be in and around full forward, but he's out playing midfield, half forward, full forward, everywhere else. Leaves the ball behind to Tony Kelly, and Tony Kelly drops it over the bar. What a simply brilliant score. His first point of this match. He's only 19 years of age. In to David Burke, saying to the forwards, in you go. Hawalash, try and get it. Good, strong defensive work by Donald O'Donovan. But back in again it comes. Here's a chance. Another goal. Brilliantly done by the substitute, Niall Healy. The man who got a hat-trick back in the semi-final in 2005 against Kilkenny freshens things up here quite considerably. And now it's a 3-point game, 212 to 118.
What a beautiful ball from Joe Canning. Just shows his vision. Knocked along the ground to Niall Healy, and he stuck it in the net.
It just goes to show nothing can be taken for granted. Right now, right here, it's Clare, and they're looking good, and that's Nicky O'Connell. Galway had their moments in the second half on occasions once they regrouped, but Clare were always looking like winners, and winners they are. And Davy Fitzgerald goes and shakes the hand of Anthony Cunningham and now prepares for a semi-final. And so it is Clare who play Limerick, and at Semple Stadium here in Thurles, it's Clare, the winners, by 1 goal and 23 points to Galway's 2 goals and 14.
I'm delighted for the guys. We've a fantastic young bunch there, and I suppose they've exceeded my expectations. So they worked very hard. I thought we probably made that half hard on ourselves. We gave away 2 sloppy goals, and you won't get away with that against Limerick. But hats off to the young guys. Anytime Galway came back at us, we upped it a gear and went again. And I'm just very proud of the way they played today.
A few missed chances, definitely there at the start of the second half, and our luck wasn't probably in there. But it's no fault of anyone. We tried very, very hard. It was the best team won on the day, and they're a bit sharper than us, I'd have to say that. And they deserved to win. They were a better team. But we made a huge progress there in getting back to being very, very close in the second half, and probably disappointed we didn't kick on from that. And just 1 or 2, I suppose, bad misses and a bit of bad luck then at that stage.
Dublin manager Anthony Daly names the team that won the Leinster Championship 5 weeks ago. Peter Kelly and Liam Rush are the key figures defensively. John McCaffrey captains the side from centre field, while Conal Keeney's performance will be crucial as always. Full forward Paul Ryan scored 2-7 against Galway, and once again will be the one to watch. It's the Cork team that finally ended Kilkenny's interest in the Championship of 2013. From goalkeeper Anthony Nash to Conor Lahan, this is a rebel side that's improving with every game. Seamus Harnedy has been a revelation this summer, while Patrick Horgan arrives in Croke Park for this All-Ireland semi-final with 23 points scored. The team captain is Patrick Cronin. What an atmosphere. We expect drama, we expect fireworks, we expect a thriller here in Croke Park. The match referee is James Owens from Askamore, County Wexford. It's his very first All-Ireland semi-final. Cork won the toss, decided to play from left to right. In other words, down from Hill 16 down towards the Davin end. The ball is sent in with tremendous pace, with tremendous accuracy, and within 12 seconds of this All-Ireland semi-final, Dublin have a score.
And Marty, I was saying that Pat Crone has gone to centre forward. Conor Lahan is out in the wing, so you know, I think they were touted during the week as possible moves, and they've been made by Cork.
What a great start for Dublin, and indeed Danny Sutcliffe, who of course scored the crucial goal against Kilkenny in the semi-final replay. Here's Rhino Dwyer bursting forward. The call comes indeed from Sutcliffe, who was waiting just along the sideline. Tries to flick it forward. Intercepted on this occasion by Luke O'Farrell. Sent inside past Daniel Carney. Coming forward was Johnny McCaffrey. Referee James Owens has blown his whistle and given a free to Cork. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, Ryan O'Dwyer, very physical player. You know, early in the game, yeah, it took the ref a long time there to decide on the yellow card. I thought there, Marty, Jimmy Barry was having a word with the linesman there and might have influenced it slightly, but you know, it was a slightly late tackle and definitely a free, but maybe a harsh yellow card.
Yellow card confirmed from Ryan O'Dwyer as Patrick Horgan takes the fray and sends it between the posts for his first point in this All-Ireland semi-final. Sides are level in Croker.
And that's a fantastic free. Patrick Horgan being outstanding for Cork. That's not an easy free to start with, right out on the sideline in the middle of the field, and great score by Horgan.
Tuck out from Gary Maguire. Larkin McLaughlin is in there. So too is Conal Keeney. Coming away with it is Daniel Carney. Lovely wristy hurler. Cork go back into the attack, send it down towards Luke O'Farrell. A lot expected from him. Tries to get it through, blocked on this occasion. Half blocked at least by Michael Carton. So that's going to be a sideline ball for Cork.
Yeah, Luke O'Farrell a long way out the field here. Nice block there by Michael Carton, who's been outstanding for Dublin. But you mentioned one man there, Daniel Carney, Marty. I thought his influence against Kilkenny in the first 20 minutes in particular. He's only 5'9", and people said there's no place for a small man, but he's so pacey around the field.
Tom Kenny's ball inside. There's a chance here for Cork. Dublin were exposed momentarily. Battling hard is Conor Lahan, and he puts it over the bar. But just for a second or two, Dublin looked to be exposed.
Absolutely. If you watch, just broke away here from Lahan, but just watch this for a pick up here. Incredible skill there, back up on his feet, and this could be a huge day for him.
Ball comes down towards Liam Rush, gathered by Conor Lahan. Looks like a man to be on fire in the early stages. Dropping this in. Up goes Luke O'Farrell. Here comes the shots. Here comes the score. So much expected of Luke O'Farrell. A lot of the scoring has been done by Patrick Horgan. Came into the semi-final with 23 points. A little bit of pressure on the Middleton man, but he is delivering. Pressure by Conal Keeney. Good block down by Christopher Joyce. The Pearson man goes back to gather. Flicks it in, but it only goes past Paul Ryan. Sending it a ball across. Coming out to gather it is Dotsy. Turning and sending that, and Anthony Nash is happy to see that go over the crossbar with a little bit of help from the Cork keeper. But really good fast play by Dotsy O'Callaghan. Superbly cut by Ryan O'Dwyer. Flicked inside, tries the Dublin captain using the hand pass. It's Conal Keeney. It's over the bar. Excellent play by Dublin.
Oh, that's an incredible catch by Ryan O'Dwyer. Lovely hand pass out by John McCaffrey, and an easy score for Conal Keeney. But Ryan O'Dwyer very brave there under a very hard ball. Look at this for a catch. And 3 or 4 hurls. Everyone, all eyes on the ball, everyone going for the ball, and a fantastic catch.
Ball is knocked down for Larkin McLaughlin coming through, chasing after him as Joey Boland. It's through McLaughlin. He uses the short grip, and it just about got over the crossbar. It's a point for Cork off the hurl of Larkin McLaughlin from Kentuck. Here comes Ryan O'Dwyer, getting a touch on it. Ball is bouncing all over the place. It comes first, Conor O'Sullivan flicks it back. Good play. It's Stephen McDonald that gives it plenty of air. Down towards Seamus Harnedy. Comes instead for his Luke O'Farrell. Luke O'Farrell laying it off quickly for his Jamie Collin. Jamie Coughlin's effort is half blocked. It's still there. Goalkeeper Gary Maguire is off the goal line. Coming in there is Paul Schutte. Liam Rush is there. Add a bit of calmness. Ball is blocked. Goalkeeper is backtracking back towards his goal line. It's Conor Lahan. The cross has to be inch perfect. Comes in for his Larkin McLaughlin. McLaughlin did well. Cut inside and scored. Brilliant work by the Rebels from Cork. Never gave up.
Marty, breathless hurling here. It's unbelievable, end to end. The blocking, hooking, the effort by both sides, and Larkin McLaughlin came through, kept his eye on the ball and brought it down.
Good work this time by David Tracy. Stephen McDonald tries to hook him. It's an easy ball for Anthony Nash. Doxy Callahan comes in to challenge. Nash again goes for distance. Ian Rush is underneath it. So to Peter Kelly it is. Peter looks and gives a diagonal ball over for his David Tracy. Good catch on the run. Can he finish? Can he what? Brilliant score from David Tracy.
Yeah, Martin, a great ball by Peter Kelly across to David Tracy. And this is a player, I think, he's struggled with injuries. He's only 23, he's around the Dublin panel a long time, but Anthony Daly has such high regard for him. And, that's a great score that will settle him.
Willie Egan grabbing that sliotar, sending it down towards Jamie Collar, trying to get away this time from Liam Rush. Danik Sutcliffe. Good grafter, good finisher, great skill. Flicks it forward and goes through the return. The referee blows the whistle. Despite David Tracy, he allows the play to continue. Tracy in for his Joey Boland. What about this for a score? Fantastic Dublin. They had to work for it. They had to create. They had to use their skill and vision. And finally, the shot comes from Joey Boland, and it was absolute perfection.
Absolutely, Marty. Score of the game so far. Brilliant block by Danny Sutcliffe. Threw it inside to a great ball into Joey Boland, and good refereeing as well. He gave the advantage and a great score.
It's compliments to the referee, in fact. Cork, on the other hand, counter-attack here. Patrick Horgan turns and shoots. And guess what? He scores. It's his second point of the game. We're having an absolute thriller. It's 8 points each in Croke Park, level for the 7th time. Ball comes towards Luke O'Farrell. Gathering it is Seamus Harnedy. Difficult angle. Acute angle. But guess what? It's over. The crossbar by Harnedy, who made his championship debut against Clare. We never heard of him. My God, do we know about him now? Look at this. It was so tight, and yet he managed to squeeze it inside the post. Johnny McCaffrey back there heading out his defence. Knocked away brilliantly by Shane O'Neill. Niall Corcoran underneath this. Trying to pick it up. Ball comes loose. Luke O'Farrell. Seamus Harnedy has gone inside. Uses the left-hand side. Lovely control by Conor Lahan. Lahan's performance is already match-winning ability. And some people have often wondered about Jimmy Barry Murphy's faith in Conor Lahan. It was never in doubt. Look at this for a great score.
Oh, Marty, that's an incredible first touch. And I think the Cork forwards are moving around. Pat Cronin within full forward. Sorry, here's Dotsy on the ball.
Here's Dotsy doing what Conor Lahan did a moment ago and raising the white flag. For Dotsy, it's the second time in this semi-final. It is so fast, so exhilarating. The ball, the sliotar is moving from Hill 16 down to Davin End at a tremendous pace.
I think the speed of the game, it's wide open and suiting forwards, and there hasn't been hardly a free in the game.
Nice ball inside from Conal Keenan. Lays it off for his Paul Ryan. Conor O'Sullivan, hefty shoulder. Great ball inside for his David Tracy. Bearing down and goal, he kicks. It's a goal for Dublin. The first time Cork have conceded a goal in the championship of 2013, and it's a cooler man with the name David Tracy that rattles the back of the Cork net.
Well, this is what he can do, Mark. Look at the explosive turn of pace. Kicked it in, lovely ball by Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan has had 2 other balls in his hand, and he had a couple of feeble shots, but he looked up here and played a lovely little ball inside, and just watch his first touch, and then lovely feed, quick feed, and burst the pace and kicked it into the net, and a super goal.
The sides are level on the 8th occasion. Correction, that statistic didn't last long. Johnny McCaffrey, captain from Lucan Sarsfields, has put Dublin back in front. It's 110-12.
Yeah, and Johnny McCaffrey, scored a couple of great points in the Leinster Final, sometimes the odd wide as well, but great captain. He's been captain, I think, nearly since Anthony Daly came to Dublin, and an inspirational score there again.
Patrick Cronin delivers it long. up towards Seamus Harnedy, beating on this occasion Liam Rush, and Harnedy gets his second point of the game. No matter where you are in the world watching this, you have to say there is no better game in the world when you have skill, speed, accuracy, bravery, all wrapped up in one match in one half an hour. Oh, great work by Peter Galway. Look how far. Niall Corcoran has gone over there to help his fullback. Flicks it into the centre. Durkin was there. Long ball, but the Cork players queuing up for this. It's a chance of a score before the break. It's going inside the post and over the crossbar. Daniel Carney with his first point in this All-Ireland semi-final. Into the centre. Shane Durkin goes for the long ball. Going forward is Conor O'Sullivan. With the slither in his left hand is Conal Keaney, and that's a free end for Dublin.
Yeah, great pick up there by Conal Keaney, and definitely fouled.
It's Paul Ryan. Scored 3 points, 2 frees, 165. This one just dropping in, could work out still for Dublin. Ryan O'Dwyer gets his first point. It means all 6 Dublin forwards have now scored in this semi-final, and the sides are level for the 11th time.
Great catch by Conal Keaney.
What a catch. Dead right, Michael. Conal Keaney, Danny Sutcliffe. It's a hat-trick of points. And this young, magnificent hurler from St. Jude's in the capital city of our country. But what about this by Keaney? 5 Leinster Football Championship medals, 1 Leinster hurling. He is a creator, with Sutcliffe the finisher.
Well there, but a brilliant score there by Dublin. And what a second half again, is picked up where it left off.
Daniel Carney, backfires William Egan. Great block down, he has to flick it back. Under pressure, Christopher Joyce sends it down the middle. Coming forward is Johnny McCaffrey. Goes for the long ball, Dotsy goes up for it. Coming forward, however, is Shane O'Neill. A rock of a defender. We used to have the rock, as I think of it. We have a new one. His name is Shane O'Neill. But the ball comes loose. Ball comes into Ryan O'Dwyer. There's a goal opportunity here. Hits it. Oh, what a save! What a magnificent save by Anthony Nash.
A great ball by David Tracy, and Ryan O'Dwyer straight down. He should have kept it low here. Lovely height, straight at the goalie. Good save, but really should have been low and into the corner.
Jimmy Barry Murphy with Dr. Con Murphy. Liam Rush gives it long. Conal Keaney, what a catch! Can he finish? Oh, fantastic hurling by Conal Keaney! What a player! He had to work so hard here, make the space, and then shoot the point. Anthony Daly with the stopwatch. Will he guide this team to a historic All-Ireland final? Jimmy Barry Murphy, 6 times All-Ireland medalist. Ball is put down. It comes to Seamus Harnedy, making a little bit of room. Sends it forward to Lachlan McLaughlin. Runs on for his Luke O'Farrell. Pulls the brakes. Turns. Now comes the shot. And that is looking brilliant. Luke O'Farrell. 2 points, Luke O'Farrell. 5 points, Patrick Horgan. 3 points, Conor Lahan. That's the Cork full forward line. Referee James Owens has blown his whistle, given a free to Cork. Drama developing in Croke Park. It's a second yellow card for Ryan O'Dwyer. He is so incensed, but Dublin are down to 14 players.
Yeah, it's that, you can see him, the hands up in the air straight away, but he ran into the front. The frontal charge is a yellow card. And it looks very hard. The other yellow card was right at the throw-in, Marty. You might remember it was for something similar, slightly late, probably not overly malicious, and he got a yellow card for that. This is maybe the 3rd controversial red card we've had this summer.
Ryan O'Dwyer is obviously explaining what happened. Dublin having to play the last 20 minutes with only 14 players. Ball is sent in again, and that has a point written all over it. Jamie Collin with a fantastic score from way out the field. Harnedy tries to control it. Dublin backs. That's O'Callaghan, look where he is. Comes to Paris Joel Boland. O'Callaghan is almost playing as a left half back at the moment. Paul Ryan tries to flick it forward. Comes back out towards right corner back Stephen McDonald. Referee says no foul given. Mark Schutte is the Dublin player. Paul Ryan tries to get it inside to him. Back there helping out is Jamie Collin. Down towards Luke O'Farrell. Niall Corcoran battling hard with Patrick Horgan, former Airport Galway minor, now playing with Dublin since 2008. Gives it far as Danny Sutcliffe. Thumps it into the space. Chasing after this is Mark Schutte. Trying to gather it, does succeed. It's Danny Sutcliffe, in fact. Sutcliffe from in front of the Hogan stand. That was brilliant play by Danny Sutcliffe. It's his 4th point of the game. And Dublin haven't gone home.
Oh, that's an unbelievable score. Just watch this return here, right out in the sideline. Danny Sutcliffe is putting in an unbelievable performance here. And a great score, as you see there again from Sutcliffe.
Tuck out, dropping down into Dublin territory. Peter Kelly is underneath it. Paul Schutte under a little bit of pressure. Patrick Horgan is there trying to dig it out. Arriving in is Liam Rush. And that's going to be a throw ball surely on the 20-metre line. Yes. The referee, James Owens, throws the ball in. Liam Rush moving away with it, but he pulled back on Patrick Horgan in trying to extract himself with the hurley, but he did pull back, and it will be interesting now to see what the referee, James Owens, is going to do here.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, you're watching Liam Rush just a bit frustrated here. And what swings back, and that's a red card. Much more than that's a red card. Striking or attempt to strike. That's the rule. It'll be interesting to see now with a man gone already. It's a tough one for James Owens.
What colour is it? It's a yellow. Lucky Liam Rush.
That should have been a red card as well. He pulled across him, and because the man was sent off already, and James Owens will be criticised for that by Pat McEnany and the referees afterwards. The other red might have been harsh, but that doesn't mean that shouldn't have been a red.
Referee blows the whistle. It's a free for Dublin again. The Leinster champions are giving every last drop of blood to try and get to the All-Ireland final for the first time since 1961.
Yeah, Park running, holding back Johnny McCaffrey. But Marty, I can't believe the Cork tactics. They're playing with 6 defenders against 4 Dublin forwards. Niall Corcoran is still loose down the other end of the field. You'd imagine they'll push up, have one loose defender and put the pressure on the Cork forward line. They're playing. Dublin still have a spare back there, even though they're only playing with 14 men. And this is suiting Dublin, it's keeping them in the game.
Paul Ryan, just about getting there. It's over the bar. He's missed the last few, but he gets his 7th point of the game. It's Dublin 118, Cork 21 points, and I don't think I've ever been involved in a game where the sides were level 15 times. Cork work themselves out of trouble. William Egan goes for distance. Underneath this, Niall Corcoran coming forward, batted away. Coming forward is Liam Rush in a little bit of space. Sending it along in front of the holder to Shane Durkin, getting by the challenge of Daniel Carney, giving it to Conal Keeney, dropping this one in. Trying to get a connection, just a little connection, was Mark Schutte, but instead it comes to Cork and they deliver it long. Niall Corcoran underneath it. Ball comes, however, to Patrick Horgan, who turns, shoots, and scores. His 8th point of the match. 11 against Kilkenny, and Cork lead again by 1. 22 points to 118. Patsy O'Callaghan has gone off. Raymond Dillon is on. It's Conal Keeney with possession. Under pressure, gives it far as Liam Rush. Looking for somebody available. Paul Ryan has come out to the half-forward line, controls it well. Gets away this occasion from Shane O'Neill. Pulls the brakes, turns right. What can he do from here? The referee has acknowledged what he's given. He's indicating that he handled the ball 3 times, and as a result,
if you watch it, he didn't actually catch it. He just bounced it again in his hand, but he did play it 3 times, and I can't believe it's only 10 minutes to go. This is after flying by. It's still some game. If you just watch here.
Just watch this again, Michael.
That's 1. Catches second, and now he turns back inside. He throws it up, goes to catch it, and that's a free 3 times.
Free from Anthony Nash. Where is it going? Between the posts. Vital decision by the referee. Probably a correct one, but the game again swings towards Cork. Great catch by Luke O'Farrell. With him is Paul Schutte. Diagonal ball across the face of the goal. Nobody there for Cork, immediately available. Good play by Peter Kelly. First Johnny McCaffrey. Going for distance. Easily cut out on this occasion. Comes first Patrick Cronin. Cronin about to be challenged by Joey Boland. Cronin drops it in. Luke O'Farrell is underneath it. Gary Maguire comes off his goal line. And it's a goal for Cork. Patrick Horgan gets the goal. Gary Maguire came out to gather it, and literally it was snatched off his hurl by the Glen Rovers man.
Yeah, just a little bit loose, and Pat Horgan following in brilliantly.
Danny Sutcliffe drives it long. Ball is available for Dublin. They have to go for goal. Referee blows the whistle for the foul on Mark Schutte. Anthony Nash calls the troops in along the goal line. Schutte did well here. Paul Ryan being told by Kieran Heatherton what to do. 6 Corkmen on the goal line. He drives it in. Stopped by Nash. Taken away by guess who? Cathal Naughton. He was pulled forward about 2 minutes ago. Away it goes.
Here's Paul Ryan now. Anthony Nash out in front. And Cathal Naughton is shaped back there. One time he'd run away from everyone, but lads well able to stay with him nowadays. He's getting a bit older and they're getting a bit quicker.
Patrick Cronin. Selected at left half forward, but playing right half back at the moment. Comes down towards corner forward, Stephen Moylan. And that is going between the posts. Jimmy Barry Murphy's magic has once again sprinkled across the Cork hurling terrain, and the fans are absolutely ecstatic. What a journey. Dublin introduced Rory Traynor as Dublin throw everything. The sending off of Rhino Dwyer after 50 minutes crucial. The goal by Patrick Horgan, a vital component. And yet David Tracy's goal in the first half was the first time that Cork conceded a goal in this summer championship. All-Ireland semi-final is over. Cork are on their way back here on the first Sunday in September. Dublin, the Leinster champions, have been beaten. A match that saw these counties level 15 times. Full-time score in Croke Park in a breathtaking All-Ireland semi-final. Cork 124, Dublin 119.
Limerick had one major concern ahead of this semi-final. Shawnee Tobin, the left quarter forward, was a worry over the past 3 weeks, but he's made a recovery and starts in an unchanged team from the Munster final. Team captain Donal O'Grady and number 12 Seamus Hickey are two of the more experienced players. It's their third All-Ireland semi-final. By comparison, Clare report a clean bill of health, and the major task was distilling a talented squad into a starting 15. Conor Ryan and Dara Conan, who started against Galway, are again included, so the team setup is expected to be along similar lines. David McInerney, Colm Galvin, Tony Kelly and Podge Collins are still involved, remember, in this year's Under-21 Championship. Great catch by John Conlon. Got on the ball 3 times so far, brushes aside 3 challenges. Back in here to Colin Ryan, quick hand pass. Beautifully taken by Pat O'Connor, a switch wings and drives it over the bar. 2 members of the half-back line have scored for Clare. Who'd have anticipated that after 5 minutes of play? Back by Gavin O'Mahony, intended for Shawnee Tobin, and Gavin O'Mahony goes chasing after it, holds off the challenge of Conor Ryan, hits the shot himself, but well off the target once again. The one Limerick player so far, it appears to me, who's been causing problems has been David Breen with his physique.
Yeah, we'll just look at the puck out here now, Jerry. You know, Limerick are really retreating way down right into midfield, and you can see that Patrick Kelly hasn't much option from the puck out unless he goes short.
Well, he's going long into that congested midfield area. Dropped initially there by Donald O'Grady, swept back by Gavin O'Mahony. On here as far as Graham Mulcahy. Mulcahy, well stopped by the goalkeeper. Pat Kelly does brilliantly. It could have cost Clare a goal, and it was Graham Mulcahy who advanced on goal. Donald was after him, trying to hook him. Brilliant saving by Pa Kelly from Ina Kilnamona. This time it was Seamus Hickey coming in, trying to take a little bit of the pressure off his midfield by getting involved a little bit more and trying to win primary possession. And the referee with the notebook out there.
Yeah, he's just noting that here. He indicated that his hand came across. See Seamus Hickey there once the loose hand comes across. And that's a free. Referees are getting very, very tight on that one now.
This is hit in eventually by Declan Hannon, and this one has gone over the bar. Finally Limerick score. 8.5 minutes are gone. 2 points to 1. It's James Ryan for Limerick in number 11, trying to get that ball out of play, but it's Tony Kelly who gets it back, and Tony Kelly puts it over the bar. Brilliantly done by one of the most gifted, most crafty young hurlers we've had the pleasure of seeing in action this year, and Clare lead by 3 points to 1. Back as far as Dara Conan. Limerick had a lot of reinforcements back. Clare have the ball still, however, and then it spills loose to Tom Condon, and the opportunity is gone. And Condon way down the field to a 3-man inside forward line. But Clare have 4 back defending. David McInerney is one of them, shouldered there by Declan Hannon. Gets it on his right side, intelligently uses it as far as Brendan Bogler. Slips a little hand pass here as far as Conor Ryan. Ryan from his own 65-metre line, dangerously in there, all the way in. Collins, goalkeeper on the ground, it's a goal!
Yeah, Jared, that's the first time that Pat Collins has been involved in the play. Long, beautiful ball over the fence there by Clare. Knocked it down, and a bit of confusion between Nicky Quaid and I think just Tom Condon, and ball eventually put into the net. Watch it here again. Long ball in.
Podge Collins in the blue helmet. Was it Collins?
I think just put in by one of the Limerick man, I'm not sure.
Let's have a look. Collins initially anyway.
Not sure was it an OG, but Clare won't worry about that, Ger.
What a boost that is for Clare. Clare on their own half-back line. Pat O'Connor slipping the hand pass out here, somewhat indiscriminately, and it's Limerick, and it's Conor Alice in particular, getting it in there first, and Conor Alice hits it over the bar. How about that for an immediate impact? You couldn't have expected more. Batted out this time by Donald O'Grady for Limerick, down towards James Ryan, instead it reaches Brendan Bogler. And Limerick with the extra player back there, who's Tom Condon, sweeping. Hand passing it inside here to O'Grady. Back in this time towards Wayne McNamara, ready to try and take off past Conor McGrath. Loses it. And in comes a very alert Podge Collins. And that ball is hit high and over the bar. Brilliant work by Podge Collins, who may take the credit yet for the goal after 12 minutes. But that's a point definitely now to make it 1-5 to 3 points. It should have been cleared by Limerick. Dreadful defending. Quick out for Limerick, back down towards their inside forward line, but it's Pat Donlan once again, always having time at his disposal, but that time didn't allow him to measure his clearance. It was a poor one. Straight to Paul Brown, darting this way and that. Should have been a proper clearance. It's a Limerick point instead. And Paul Brown has got it. Well, Pat Donlan will be blaming himself for that one. He gave it away to Paul Brown.
Very skillful point, knocked it over the bar right, favours his left side, and Limerick are getting back into the game bit by bit.
David McInerney now, about to be challenged by Breen, gets away. He's man of the match in the under-21 final recently against Tipperary. Up here as far as Podge Collins, one of the stars in that game. And he jumps for joy as it goes beautifully over the bar. A second point for Podge Collins. And now it's 1-8 to 5 points. And it's a decent lead now for Clare. Pat O'Connor's clearance goes straight into Conor Alice. He scored with his first touch. This time he puts the ball in, but puts it wide. And these wides now are draining the game of some of its quality. And there's a half an hour gone. And his side is behind by all of 6 points.
Yeah, it's very frustrating when you're on the line, Ger, you know, when there's wides being hit. That's the 9th, I think, for Limerick. Very hard for John Allen to do anything about it because, you know, the play is good, the attacks are good, and it's just a shot selection at the end, right? So it's very hard to put that right when you're on the line as a manager.
Well, we've heard all about the fact that Limerick have got great reserves and substitutes they can bring on. They may need to do so. Donald O'Donovan here. Beautifully on as far as Tony Kelly steals a march brilliantly past Paul Brown, drives it and puts it over the bar. This is a wonderful spell by Clare. A second point by Tony Kelly. No changes made by either management team since the end of the first half. And it's Limerick now with James Ryan bidding to get up to a decent start at the beginning of this half. Towards Graham Mulcahy. Trying to dart past David McInerney, who caught him, and it's going to be a free in. Now, who's going to take the free? It looks like it's Shane Dowling has been given the task.
Yeah, John, just looking around at Limerick, you know, at the start of the second half here, they've gone orthodox, 3 across the half line there. David Breen at 10, James Ryan in centre, and Declan Hannon's gone left half forward. Dowling there, who knocked that one over, is right corner, full forward Graham Mulcahy, and the left corner is Conor Rallis. So Limerick have pushed up a little bit more orthodox play now with Declan Hannon going to the win, possibly to try and win puck out ball from Nicky Quaid.
Body O'Brien is on Tony Kelly, and O'Brien has gone into midfield. It looks like Donal O'Grady has gone to right half back here on John Conlon. Lost that one in flight, runs on there. Picked up here by Wayne McNamara. Limerick have made a good start to the second half. Now can they continue it? They've got a free. Dowling comes back inside his own 65-metre line to hit this one. Played here in the league against Dublin, and here he is to hit this one over the bar. 2 in a row. Well, that's exactly what the Limerick fans require of their team. They want to see them get their team up and at them, which they weren't really doing in the opening 35 minutes. Along the ground here, in towards Mulcahy, hoping to steal a march on David McInerney, not succeeding. Out comes the young Talaman. 65 metres from his goal, still going. Now he's got to produce something at the end of this, puts the ball in, but there are lots of Limerick defenders there. Darragh Conan nips in between them, couldn't take it up, however, and out comes Wayne McNamara. 110 to 8 points, a good hook on McNamara, runs on towards Paul Brown. Brown prods it forward here once again towards Graham Mulcahy. A big second half expected from him, big mark by Pat Donnellan. Off he goes into the corner. He's got support inside, he holds it up, and in the end he wins a free. He tries to gee up the Limerick crowd, and of the 62,900 today, I think you're talking about 40,000 from Limerick.
Really, Limerick now with a chance to, you know, have scored 3 points in as many minutes almost, and that certainly would put him back in the game, and you'd expect Shane Dowling to score this.
And he does. 3 from frees from Shane Dowling. And Limerick fans will be wondering, why wasn't he on from the beginning? Possession stats so far in the second half, Limerick have done so much better. 60% so far, but only 9.5 minutes gone. Limerick trying to build on what they've achieved so far. Clare getting it back, Tony Kelly. Beautiful pick-up, and an equally superb shot. 3 points for Kelly. Every one of his scores worth the admission fee into this semi-final to see. Paul Brown emerges with it, outside as far as Paddy O'Brien, back in diagonally towards Hannon, comes back again, however, back to Pat O'Connor, and O'Connor outside towards Colin Galvin. Galvin steadies himself, belts it back in, he's going for a score, he's having a go, and he's got it! Colin Galvin, the 20-year-old from Clondalara, who made his first start in the championship last year against Limerick, and right now he pops up here, picks the ball up just off his left, a huge distance out. It's 114 to 11. Right now Clare are back in dominant and domineering mood once again, and Podge Collins underlines that with a glorious point from 45 metres out. Now, are they on their way to set up a first ever Cork Clare All-Ireland hurling final? And what can Limerick do about it? and it's David McInerney who's playing brilliantly at full-back. The little pressure that's been on him, he's been able to cope admirably. The clearance wasn't a great one by his colleagues, and in the end David Breen has this chance to get one back, and he does so. Only point of the match so far for David Breen. That's a great catch by Tony Kelly. Off he goes again. Quick look over his shoulder to see anybody near him. Nobody near him. They can't get to him. He's playing brilliantly, but then he is a brilliant player. 4 points for Tony Kelly, 2 in each half. Caught superbly. Pat O'Connor once again. Fumbled by Collins. Recovered there by Paul Brown for Limerick. Slipped back in towards the half-forward line. Tried to make something happening. And that's Tom Ryan, one of the substitutes, and he's put it over the bar. Good play by Tom Ryan. Paulie O'Brien. Lobbed forward towards Graham Mulcahy. Out-muscled, outnumbered, and Pat Donlan calmly linking up once again with McInerney. Back in here as far as Conor Ryan. Collins trying to go to it, but it runs on instead towards Cathal McInerney. And that is another beauty. A first for Cathal McInerney, who announces his arrival in this semi-final. The fans very, very pleased. Well, they might be, because they've got stars all over the park.
But great credit there from McInerney, the full-back again, played it in field, 1 or 2 touches, and then they angled the ball out for McInerney, who had made a run and a super point again from Clare, just keeping them to 7 points up.
The manager is still looking for more from his team. Limerick hoping there might be a response, maybe from Kevin Downs here. And Kevin Downs, with his first chance, puts it over, just like Tom Ryan before him. So the gap narrows back once again now to 120 to 7 points. So it's a 6-point gap, but Limerick need goals. There are only about 5.5 minutes of the 70 left to play. And the 26-year-old hammers it into midfield, looking for Fergal Lynch with the green helmet. It comes back there towards Colm Galvin. Loses it, tries to recover it. Paul Brown sticks to his task and gets it away. Back out as far as Gavin O'Mahony, pursued by Colin Ryan. In there towards Mulcahy, does well, really well, caught it, and back in Pat Donlan, but he was held forward, and it's going to be a free in. Just outside the 20-metre line. Awkward enough angle to try for a goal here.
I wouldn't be surprised if Shane Dowling had to cut off a goal here, Ger, 5 minutes to go. You know, if he hits it properly, you know, he has a fantastic shot, and I think he's going to go for it.
He's having a go, you're right. Barring himself up, and stopped. Combination of defenders, maybe Donovan the last one to get it. He really had a go, he needed to do so. Goalkeeper, perhaps?
Yeah, I think just Pat Kelly and Donald Donovan maybe helped it out.
Gavin O'Mahony pursued, hounded indeed, and it's again Podge Collins, score of 3 points. All of them from open play. Tony Kelly with 4, just 2 of the many starts Clare have had, and he draws the foul again. Such a bundle of energy, and one of the most talked about players, I suppose, in this year's championship. Pressure was on him coming into this game, but he delivered. They've all delivered.
Colin Ryan again for this now. This is the big score because they're 5 points up. They want to keep it at 6 if they can.
And they will not want to concede a goal at the other end. And he has got another one. A 10-point contribution by Colin Ryan. Back out to Podge Collins, who came away from the little area in front of the front two to pick up the loose ball. As far as Colin Ryan, and casually, gracefully slotting it over for his 11th point. An amazing contribution. A disappointing day for Limerick, and Richie McCarthy trying to take it out here. One of the Clare management team, not Davy Fitz, was saying when they arrived here, they looked at the crowd and they say, all the Limerick supporters here, and they said to themselves, my goodness, it's going to be disappointing sending them home disappointed, but it's Clare who have beaten Limerick. It's a first Clare final for 11 years. What an amazing story, what an amazing performance. Davy Fitzgerald and John Allen shake hands, and John Allen congratulates Davy Fitz. They'll be back here. 11 years ago it was Kilkenny in the opposite corner. This year it's going to be Cork. in the first all-Munster final since 1997. And final score, Clare 122, Limerick 18 points.